hello everyone. Let's start here first today, shall we? Just because I realized I haven't had the game open yet. There we go. Mute that site. Yeah, how's everyone doing? Waitson? Yeah, it's one of those days. I was busy today. I got to do so much stuff, but also I was very productive yesterday as well. It's been a very good 2 days for me because now the rest of June's YouTube shorts are already done and ready to go. Also, watch Monkey Man versus Net at Desk. Serious business. I know, right? It looks great. I'm so happy with it. But yes, never mind the never mind. What? Are you just in my left ear? Oh, yeah, that's probably because I'm on the left-hand side of my microphone right now. I think we should be able to, Versus what site? You mean that was my own Twitch site. But yes, so if I'm over here, this should be in your right ear, theoretically, and this should be in your left ear. And then this should be right in the center, because I've changed my audio settings, chat. I was doing some voice work yesterday for a non-disclosed project, which I've probably already disclosed, but you know what I mean. And, yeah, so my audio settings are a little bit better, hopefully. Doing better, finally recovered from my sickness. Oh, nice! Literally the very thing I'm going to do after I finish airships and also once I've moved out. How did you do that, Witchcraft? That's a great question. So I set up a freeband equalizer, I've set up a compressor, I set up a limiter, and I set up a noise gate and noise suppression. So I actually don't know which one of those on OBS fixes that. But everyone find out what requires a left and a right and maniacally search. Hey, Crispy, welcome in. Sorry, I didn't get to introduce, or I didn't get to say hi to everyone today. Let me go up the list here. We have Emfrey Lee Simp in first, as always. The fact that some of you guys even... I'm not going to be that mean. I was going to say, the fact that some of you even try is crazy, but no. Nah, Emfrey Lee Simp, welcome in. How's it going? I'm glad to hear you're feeling better. Henry, it's good to see you again, too. Same with you, Gravitas. Junie, good to see you. I'm excited to see that puny plunderer you submitted today. Gremlin, as always. I think I already said driver, but just in case I missed him. Syrup, Busyston, yes, God, I've been so busy. Potato. Potat, welcome in, how's it going? I'm sorry we didn't get to do Helldivers this morning, I just got too busy. Carson, good to see you. Alright, I do believe, and then Lorelei. Oh yeah, sorry, Lorelei, I completely missed you. I read your message and didn't realize it was you. How have you been? I hope you've been well. But yes, so, actually, you know what? Since we have... I'm going to be just chatting for a little bit today, because I want to line out what we're going to do. So I think we'll do that. And then it also lets us compare the audio. There we go. There we go. Let me know if someone has that, if that's audio is okay. So I do have it set up now where my mic, I should be significantly louder than any game or music I have. And if I'm not, then there's going to be, I have to figure out more audio settings. But, like your funny words, Magic. Cool setup. Thank you. I appreciate it, Tech Gamer. I'm just going to call you Tech if that's okay. Oh, you know what? That feels like Clone Wars Bad Batch. One of the clones, for those of you who haven't watched Bad Batch, is called Tech. And that's just really funny to me. How did you do that, Witchcraft? I don't know, I just watched a video. Deltarune Chapter 3 out of 4 finished, Ultra Kill isn't coming out soon, Burnout is finally over, and I've got ideas for FTD builds. Hell yeah, Monkey Man, that sounds great! TR, welcome in, how's it going? The maids, yes. Get the sniffing ball. Why did you say it like that, Potat? They don't like old boats being submitted, but does it still count if I recently went over and did most of the deco work? Yeah, so Sheepachu, it's not that I don't like old boats being submitted. What I don't like is when someone submits something, and then I give feedback on it, and they're like, oh, well, this is old, I don't build like this anymore. And I'm like, okay, that kind of defeats the purpose of teaching you guys, right? Because if you don't build like this anymore, what's the point of me giving feedback on it? You know what I mean? So, if it's an old ship that you've gone back and reworked, please, by all means, feel free to submit it. It's just, if it's something old that you're never going to touch again because you don't build like that anymore, I feel like that's more of just a waste of time. Because at the end of the day, Roar Roast isn't necessarily a showcase. It's supposed to be educational and helpful. The roast uses his Ravine magic power. The other option is I may have also, I may have fiddled with my gain a little bit on my microphone. So it used to be all the way to the left, and now it's straight in the middle. So I wonder if that's what's giving me my directional input as well. Because if I do this, does it go back to Oni and the one, like, how does this sound to you guys? You know what I mean? So let's move that back to where I had it for yesterday, and we'll be good to go. Oh, hit. Yes, no, it's good to see everyone today. It's incredible seeing all you. Still need to build a Cybertruck. Oh god. The Cybertruck technical. I think someone did it on the workshop. I was looking the other day, but I'm not sure. It was it got pretty silly though. My throat is in pain today from pins that happened very early, but hope you get pins better. Oh no! Well, please, yes, do get better. Take some time, relax. Get some tea with honey if you have it. It helps a lot. Anyway, so chat, today's plans. I was doing some studying for urban planning yesterday, alongside doing the shorts, and getting back into Dwarf Fortress. I can't believe I never considered this before. But what if we made a fortress similar to an urban city? Because I've always been doing like what I find is good for Dwarf Fortress. I've never considered what if we build a fortress in Dwarf Fortress like an actual city. That will be after the usual FTT component, of course. But don't think anyone's made a Cybertruck in FTD. Probably for the best, to be honest. Probably, yeah. That'd be interesting. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? So, because I was like designing city blocks the other day for when we play Sons of Six on Saturday, and I was thinking, I was like, why don't I just do this in Dwarf Fortress as well? Because it would make sense, right? So that will be yeah. So we're gonna start a new world in Dwarf Fortress. I know I'm very notorious for starting new worlds in Dwarf Fortress because like I'll get a concept that I like going and then I mess it up and I'm like, oh, I want to restart. It's hard for me to actually continue and finish a fortress. We're born in today's plan. Get that build a proper driver's seat, not a cafeteria chair on tree stump. I'm taking a break from that build, Lorelei. I need a break from Deepwater Guard style. So I'm going to be switching over to trying to build out a Dwarven style. The Dwarven style, for those of you unaware, is for my custom campaign, but they're all about fire magic and incendiary weapons. So it's going to be quite fun. Oh, really? Some of my coffee didn't mix. That's so disappointing. Sorry, I am build Glau. There's no Glau left to build. Strider's come back now. Struggling to get the camera to work today. Build Glau, build. What is there? Okay, actually, you know what? I can open up the Glau Miro right now. Okay. I'm gonna look at what there's left in Glau to build. All right, Monkey Man. So I'm looking in the Miro right now. Yeah. Okay, so we go over to the Glau area, which is right next to the Ashes area. And most fins have a done tag. Actually, no, that's not true. Most fins in G.I. Joe. Why is... So one of the fins that we have, I'll spoil a little bit of this, is that when we do names for stuff, so like Ashes on the Miro, for example, is called Burnt Kingdom or something. I don't know. Like we make puns on the names, right? We have for glue. First off, the Glau section is called Glue Warden, perpetually a week away. This is followed by the factions of Omega Lol, G.I. Joe, and Twilight the movie. I don't know what the faction names are in Glau, so I know Twilight R&D, but like I don't know what G.I. Joe or Omega Lol means. Either way, my point is that the G.I. Joe section is relatively well filled out and done. Twilight pretty much has nothing in it, and Omega Lol has a few fins we could build. Which I'm pretty sure I did promise Strider at some point that I would build a Glau build. So actually, maybe we do it today. Do we want to swap it over to building Glau today? Or do we want... you know what? We'll do Glau as a backup in case I can't figure out the Dwarven style. Because what's Glau? Okay, I think I wanted to build the Obsidian. What is the Obsidian going to be? It's a medium. Where is the Obsidian? Heavy fighter, has missiles and an APS turret. Oh, I've done so many planes lately though. Glau building. Okay, I've OFD, GI, and TRD. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I could do the Obsidian. So that is OFD, I believe. You know, I've never seen actual FTD games just build, and I forgot there's actual gameplay. Yeah, Laura, you missed it. We actually did start a campaign the other day. We beat Deepwater Guard, and we're now fighting the white players. Hence why I'm on another little, um, not hiatus from the campaign, but essentially we did a good portion of the campaign, and then we hit a roadblock, so now we have to go back to the building board until we can get past that roadblock, and then we go for another good portion of the campaign. If that makes sense. Hello, I'm back with me, Borgus. Welcome back. Alright, we'll do Glau building today. Build Glau now. There you go. Alrighty. Now, I've never built oh, okay, that's not true. I built Glau once 3 years ago. I did a TR style guide, and then it got used, and then immediately everything got like worked around and replaced. So bear with me, because I have no idea how long this is going to take. Let's put you there, you there. So I see the obsidian is what we need. Obsidian is a plane. Is there any finished planes for OFD? I should follow him or something. What is the Glau overarching theme? I have no idea. No, Glau's overarching theme is it's a smaller campaign, based on what's it called? Based on like spacefarer and civilization. So there's 3 different dystopian corporations that are trying to take the resources of this planet. You also happen to be there, and so they start fighting you for the resources. Yeah, it's like a space like corporate mining simulator. Tried to make a Glau build before, and I've not heard much from Strider over, and I'll be reviewing it later. A long time ago. Yeah, well, Strider left for a while. Strider is back now, though, so maybe get on his case about it. I'm a big fan of getting on Kotal's cases about reviewing stuff, because I almost will always forget the review stuff if not reminded. Okay, let's swap over to the game now. Let's see what we get, shall we? Hello to the... Ah, there we go. I was gonna say hello to the game now. Game, please. See, is the map interesting? That's a great question. Let's go check it out. Because I already loaded up. Man, when was the last time I loaded into Glau? Jesus. This is the map of Glau. It's kind of just a straight line. So it's, as you can see, it's a lot smaller than Niter was. Alright, granite, obsidian, diamond. The granite's done. Okay, so we can use the granite to build out the obsidian. That's all I needed to know. So I know that we need a heavy fighter, and it needs to have an APS turret. Where's your safety protection? Ah, oh, well, I haven't started building yet. God. To be fair, I am on site, so I should be wearing my safety gear, but... Oh, it's literally just Niter. I was expecting something more exciting. It's Niter, but smaller. It has a 2.5k volume limit rule. That's an elephant, so it's kind of like a mix of Niter and Ashes. It also has this really cool green water. I never understood why it has green water, but it does. Yeah, and then... Oh, Majestic Lake. Yeah, it's very unfinished. What is this? The Moonstone Sea, yeah. And then Topaz Isles. So I'm pretty sure OFD is down here. GI is up in here. And then TRD is all the way back here. Sea is very turquoise instead of Niter's deep blue. Lots of algae or something. I don't know. Hey, you're gonna build on a waterfront today and call yourself the Dwarf Water Guard? Unfortunately, we're not even gonna be doing dwarfs today. Chat has voted, but we do Glau instead. Otherwise, I would have absolutely loved to do a Dwarven style into a Dwarf Fortress stream, but chat won't let me. What we are gonna be doing today, though, is Urban Planet and Dwarf Fortress. Neka, you should come in and check it out later. Because I was doing the urban planning research for Sons of Six tomorrow, and I realized, why the hell aren't I doing this in Dwarf Fortress? It would probably work so well. Glau Dwarven style. See, it's green because it represents how much money we'll make. True! Remember when the Scarlet Dawn is in the campaign? Scarlet Dawn... Yeah, Scarlet Dawn was removed 2022 when Strider took over. Or 2023 when Strider took over. Either way, Scarlet Dawn got removed when Strider took over. Alright, chat, you know what time it is. New folder time. Wow. Alrighty, so I need the... oh, the obsidian's already in-game. Okay, so we have a granite squad. P-layer tech, Jesus Christ. The shit we let these guys get away with. Alright, give me OFD. Ah, I see, the bright red faction, of course. How could I ever be mistaken? I have been saying recently that I haven't wanted to build like spaceships because I've been really enjoying Star Wars again. So this actually kind of makes sense, you know.
Listening.
So the granite is done apparently. So let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's not bad. He's just a cute little guy. Kind of reminds me of an Ewin almost. Kind of looks like an Ewin without the wings on it. Urban planning. Ah, yes, that's something I do. Totally don't just throw buildings wherever. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? I've always just been throwing buildings wherever. So, OFT is very Star Wars inspired. Okay, good. Do you think I can get away with an Arc 170? But, like, stubby? Because this looks like an E-Win / A-Win. I would say it looks like a mix between... Oh, you know what we could... Okay, so chat, we have an... Okay, we can either do an Arc 170, or we can do an H-Win. Actually, you know what? The H-Wins don't look good. Oh, but the H-Wins do have the turret on them. It's a long-range strike fighter / bomber. It's pretty much just a catamaran Y-Win, which the Y-Wins were already catamaran. And planning makes it easier for me to find concrete buildings than all, and true. Never the Lord, the SD never found another good planet. This is being another planet named by space stars was a bit odd, fair. Well, to be fair, Glau is not a good planet. Glau is, like, resource-rich, yes, but it's, the atmosphere isn't breathable. That's why you need a Hearthstone. Oh, hey, Blue is here. True, hello, Blue. God, that was so funny. For those of you that don't know Neko Boy Blue, he's a VTuber brother of mine and just a really good friend. And I've always called him Neko. The other day, I remembered that his first name is actually Blue and not Neko. So we started calling him Blue in VC, and we may have minorly psyoped him. Could make it work by having the SD on glue for a splinter fleet, or which got demolished. Oh, that's true. Actually, you know what, Jarv? That's not a bad idea. The SD sends like a van, like, you know, a scouting fleet, and the scouting fleet gets completely torn apart. So the SD are like, you know what? We're not fucking with that world. Yes, it's uninhabitable. Where did the other factions come from? I don't know. Corporate space owners. Maybe these corporations are also fleeing from whatever the SD is fleeing from. Who knows? The answer is I certainly don't. I don't pay attention to war past Deepwater. I only pay attention to terrestrial war for Neater. Okay, I actually really do like this style, honestly. So I need a turret. Okay. We'll see if this is outdated as hell. Yep, that's outdated as hell. So I think what we do is we start with... I think we keep the underslung turret, honestly. Okay. Actually, a lot of Star Wars stuff will have an overtops turret. Let's work this out, okay, chat? Oh, it was the K-Win I was thinking of for the bomber, not the H-Win. The H-Win is the older one. Yeah, here we go. K-Win Star... what? Assault Starfighter. I thought that was the Star Assaulter for a second. I misread that. I was like, oh my god, what a hard name. Jesus. So I feel like a K-Win would be more towards a heavy bomber, which the Obsidian is not. The Obsidian is a heavy fighter. So we will probably avoid that for now. Honestly, I know I misspoke with the H-Win, but the H-Win may be our best idea here. Yeah, because the Granite really is just an A-Win mixed with an E-Win. I'm looking at both of them now. The T-shaped fire that has the big gun. You mean the B-Win? I don't think the B-Win would be a good idea here. The other idea is we could look at some non-Rebel Alliance starfighters. So I've been playing a lot of Awakening of the Rebellion lately. Starfighters. And I've been really enjoying looking at some of the more expanded universe stuff, like the cloak shape and the stuff like that. You know what I mean? But honestly, I actually think, you know what? I think maybe the Arc 170 is kind of our goat here. The issue is it's hard to get, like, I don't think we can do those big, long, sweeping winds, so we'll have to make, like, a stubby arc. That would also let us put the turret on the back, because it doesn't say the turret has to be central to the gun. Like, we could have the main gun still be in the nose cones at the front, and then have a turret at the back. Obsidian used to be heavy bomber, but Shredder was like, wait, they're defensive. They need a fighter, not a bomber. Make the missiles medium, please. I see, okay. You mean the wind folds? No, I'm talking about the actual winds themselves. That lawn sweep and win is very Star Wars-esque. The S-foils also very Star Wars-esque, so we'll probably have to avoid that as well. Also, to those of you who have never seen me start a new design from scratch before with a new style, this is how we do it. We kind of look at a bunch of stuff and then go from there. Maybe some Y-Wind influences? It's my favorite lad. Well, if I was going to do a Y-Wind influence, I would just do an H-Wind influence, which is the catamaran with the turret heavy fighter. It's like a heavy fighter version of the Y-Wind. Someone tried making one for GI, so just check their small stuff real quick to see if they don't already have that design. I know someone made a X-Wing for one of the designs, and we in Codal Chat said no to it because it was too close to copyright. Let's look at probably. Oh, Psy Squad. Oh, we can't use Psy for Deep Water Guard because I just realized we already have that. Shit. I'll have to tell Paphos that. Alright, let's see what we get. That is very clearly either a Torrent. That's a Torrent fighter. And this one is that's just the Z95. Actually, that's even more of an E-win than... Okay, so if that's an A-win, this is an E-win. Interesting. Very peculiar. So we're just going full retro cassettism with this, I see. Alright. I have no issue with that. Yeah, so I think what we do then is we scrap these side shields. Ooh, you know what? What if we do so? It's a heavy. No, it's a heavy fighter. I keep wanting to make an interceptor, not a heavy fighter. Damn, when I do a new style, I just go fuck it, we ball. Yeah, I like design studies first. Do you know Mindustry? Their units might be a nice inspiration for builds since they're similar. Actually, I'm not familiar with Mindustry. Like, I've heard of it before, but it never seemed like my type of game. So I do apologize for you guys. This is a lot of me just waffling around as I look at different designs here for an idea. Honestly, you know what? What if we do like the armored Y-Wing style? Except we kind of do it like more frontal. Like we keep these frontal areas. And then we just split it into... Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We're gonna go with the H-Wing style. Alright, what materials are y'all made out of? Alloy, presumably? No, metal, okay. All metal. Metal. Okay, it's just all metal with paint. Okay, easy. We can do this, guys. I mean, it's free Glau advertisement. Yeah. Bro, auto-mod. Yeah, some of the... I've been working around with the auto-moderator recently to try and get stuff set up for an event at the end of the month. I'm not quite ready to announce what event that will be, but it's gonna be fun. It will be fun. That I can promise. Alrighty, let's get into building, shall we? What happened here? Oh, wait, we paused it. Right. I was like, what happened here? There we go. Alright, what's your diamond? I meant to hit V there. It's one of those days. I see, Monkey Man made the obsidian. Wait, is the obsidian done? Or does it still need a replacement? Because it says on the mural that the obsidian needs to be replaced still. So is this like the finalized one, Monkey Man, or is this one that still needs to be replaced? It should be done, yeah? Oh, okay, I was like, why am I designing this then? Let's go find a different one then. All of that work just to be, just to realize that it's already... Because I saw, I was like, yeah, that's updated recently. Why is it not marked as done? I am going to change that over from needed to done. Strider being silly as always. Alright, in that case, we want the diamond. Now is the diamond done? Judging by the fact that I don't see it in here, I'm going to assume it's not done. Alright, so we're going to work on the diamond, which is a light bomber, which absolutely we can do an H-Wing for. Alright, we got this, Joe. I'm glad I looked at that before. How update list is just as updated as Cloud itself. No, I'm just gonna mark it as done. If Strider takes issue, that's fine. I'll deal with it. Okay. So we're gonna make this slightly bigger than the obsidian. We're gonna copy those two front noses and develop them into engines, and then we'll have a slightly more forward cockpit with a bomb bay down below. I think that's our plan today, chat. And then whether or not we keep the what we might actually do, instead of having those like indents on the side of the obsidian, we'll do the outer winds like over here that Strider did. Yeah, I will say this style is pretty cool. I'll give full credit where credit is due. I've been wanting to build a Star Wars style for a while, so I'm actually quite happy about this. Alright. How wide do we think we want to make this, chats? Let's do a 4 nose cone here. I'm gonna decently copy how Monkey Man did in here. That is 4 to 2. So actually, you know what? No, let's make it more of a snub nose because it's a bomber. There we go. We'll do 1 to 3. And let's have something like that. I think that can be our center area. I think that will work for us today. And then I think I want the... Oh, why is the GI stuff still going around? Get out of here, you. Alright, I think that's all of them. Okay, what an interesting design I see. Because I want to have the cockpit of the bomber a little bit more forward so that they can see, right? Because with a fighter, it's kind of okay to like have it held back like this, because you only really need to see in front of you. Whereas with a bomber, you want to be able to see in front and below. So I think that's going to be our plan today. So let's also take inspiration from you over here. And then we'll get that photo of the H-Wing up as well. Alrighty. Yeesh, okay. Let's blend the nose a bit more now that I'm looking at this. Okay. Because I realized one of the things you're going to have if you do it like this style, right, is that you're going to have a blunted nose. Because you don't need it to be as sharp and you want more space here anyway. So do something like that. And that, yeah, and that will get us a bit more development in our cockpit than sharpness, which will be nice. Okay. I'm starting to see how we want to do this. Go. And then 2 to 4 over here. Now, is that too wide is the question. I almost feel like it is, honestly. I don't know why. Alright, have a good one, M. Freely. Got to use the lurk command, no worries. Because you have 3 wide in there. And I'm at, what, like 7 wide? Yeah, 7 wide. I kind of want to go for 5 wide, I think. That would leave... You know what? Okay, no, I'm not going to need the edges, because the edges are going to have the nacelles in them. Yeah, so I don't need the edges, that's true. Okay. There we go. Man, I have never actually built in a Star Wars-esque style before. This is actually so much fun. I've very much been looking forward to this. That's white stripe with black surrounding. There we go. Playing War Now Army General right now. Oh, hell yeah. No, I love War Now. I play it with my friends. Well, I used to play it more often with my friends. I don't have as much time these days, but it's one of those things that I've always wanted to get back into. I need the time, you know? What paint color is this? Paint 10. Yoink. Just throw it on our design before we get a chance to do anything else. Paste, apply, there we go. Okay. Building Glau is fun, to be honest. Yeah, it's interesting. It's different. And it's small enough too. It's like Ashes. It's small enough that like I'm not gonna get burnt out on a project because it's so small, right? So like it's not gonna be too big of an issue. What if we only do like the really front, like just the front nubs of these nacelles and then have them go super far back? So like we'll do from like here to here. You know what I mean? I think that could work actually. So if we're sitting here, we want this to be like this. Red, white, and then obviously chat, if you build Glau, please by all means let me know if I'm doing something immediately wrong. Something like that, like something super small at the front. We'll taper it down right away and then have it go like super far back. Also, now that I look at this, that should be about the same height as the cockpit, which we have. Okay, good. Hey, Turi, how's it going? How's the slander? I haven't had time to slander anyone in TPD yet. I've been learning a Glau style. That's what I'm saying. Adam slander? Yes, for those of you who do play TPD, though, did you guys know that VBR actually stinks? Like, they reek. Their stench and it just infests the entire archipelago. I believe I was in a call with Bongo the other day where I called him the lesser son of a greater sire. It was a great time, but yes, if you're in TPD, you should declare war on VBR now. They pooped their pants several times. Glory to the mandate of heaven. Mandate from heaven, I'm okay with. That Draco guy is a little weird, but the overall tower is quite nice. But yeah, no, VBR, absolute dog water. This is really funny as well, because like I have contributed to SCW, so calling VBR dog water is really funny to me, because I actually do really like the designs. But in TPD terms, oh yeah, just the worst, you know. Okay. Actually, you know what? Instead of trying to make it so that you can see off the front cockpit with this one, cockpit up here that's a little bit rounder, cockpit down here that's a little bit more angled, like how these ones would be. And then that way you can just make it a two-man bomber. Be caution, welcome. Gotta make sure they don't stink up midway then. True. I'm wondering if maybe we just have an underslung cockpit, like, for the bomb sighter just underneath here, and then we have the bomb bay right behind him. You know what I mean? But no, Terry, how have you been? Be caution also, how have you been? It's good to see both of you. Alright. No. Just go straight back. Okay, that works. Easy peasy. Wait, is that actually how that works? No. I missed some. Strange. Should be like that, but... Now, these layered designs is what I've always struggled with sci-fi styles. I always find it a little bit of a struggle for myself. Okay, so they taper off there, I see. So when I do... So I actually need this over here. There we go. And then paint you guys. And then realize, oops, I forgot mirror mode on. There we go. Okay, there we go. To have shapes inside of our ships. If I were some of that InDesign is deco work, to have shapes. Okay, fair enough. At this rate, have an underslung droid. No, I think we'll do a cockpit. We'll turn this into a two-man bomber. And honestly, having those nacelles move back isn't the worst idea either. Because it means I can get away with having them slope a lot longer back, kind of like in that Y-Wind style. So I realized we're pretty much still doing an H-Wind, but instead of horizontal cockpits, we're doing vertical. Okay, I'm kind of vibing with this now. I'm beginning to believe in the idea. The question is, how would we angle it like that? That's actually exactly how I'd want it angled. Nice, okay. The angle up front, we'll be able to do the whole, like, sensor suite up top. And then we'll be able to curve it down into a cockpit down here. Well, actually, how do you do the cockpits? You do one slope, and then just slope it back. Yeah, so we just do one that's a little bit less wide than this, because you don't really need the side fins here. So this is 1 into 2. Yeah, okay, easy. Actually easy. Let's get that in now, then. Alright. It's 10. 1 to 2 meter transitions. Actually, let's change it up a little bit. Let's do a 2 meter slope here. And then 2 meter offsets. Ah, I see why we can't do that. Okay. I see what's happened in here. So we do that and then 2 meter offsets into there. Does mean that's going to be a weird conversion there. Yeah, no, I think we go back to what our ever plan was, and then we just 2 meter that out. No, because it doesn't have the same angle on the square corner, maybe? Ooh, maybe that works. Actually, you know what? I think that works. Weird block that I want to add is a 1 meter slope backed by a 1 meter cube. What? I'm trying to envision that, Judy. Because, like, we have 1 meter slopes. And we have inverted corners. We also have square corners. So I feel like the majority of our 1 meter slopes are already backed by 1 meter cubes. I'm just trying to envision what you're talking about. That's my only issue right here. So I'm trying to envision it. Oh, and you know what we do? Now, normally this fin would be behind the cockpit, it seems. But I'm wondering if maybe we put those fins... Do we keep them behind the cockpit like a mohawk, or do we want to put them on the engine? No, we'll keep them behind the cockpit. Same purpose as the 1 meter offset, it's just 2 blocks put into 1 for the health bonus. Oh, okay, I see what you mean, yeah. Do not the mohawk? What do you mean, do not the mohawk? We could have 2 mohawks, though. 1 for each cockpit. It would be funny. It could be silly. Hee hee ha ha. How did you do this part? I did some weird deco shit. I see. Why am I not surprised that Monkey Man did some weird deco shit? Alright, well, you know what, since we're copying that anyway, we'll just copy his weird deco shit. It's fine. Mohawk on the winds could fuck, though. I was thinking on the winds as well, like maybe on the engine nacelles, right? Because we limit the nacelles to about this front area here, right? Because it's not going to be too far in front of the cockpit, right? Because I don't want it to be as extensive as out here. And then, yeah, and then we just tip that off with 1 and the 2. 1, 2, stuff like that, right? Given an afro right? Mohawk and the winds could fuck. But what about the cockpit mohawks, though? Double mohawks. Not, actually, I was gonna say not for use in atmosphere, but I realized this kind of needs to be for use in atmosphere, so... I hate the mohawks. Well... Seems unnecessary, especially when you have beams already for both blocks. I see what you mean, yeah. I understand Junie's point now, like having it like an offset, but like it's just for health bonuses. But I do agree that yeah, you can already recreate an armor stacked variant with the beam slopes and the beams. It does suck for those 1 meter areas though, where you just can't quite nail it. What I really want is I want 5 meter beams. Give me 5 meter beams, because I do almost everything in multiples of 5. And for wood especially, because the texture changes. It sucks because I either have to use 2 and 3, which is less health, or I have to use a 4 and wood, which for the wood texture looks absolute dog. 5x5 ducks? No, I want like 5 meter beam slopes. I think stopping it at 4 was silly. Give me 5 meter beam slopes. Alright, how did you do this, you silly goose? You absolute buffoon, monkey man. How did you do this? I see. Well, we're taking your nacelles anyway, so... Why did you do this? Is my next question. It's Deco, as always. Yeah, it's always Deco. It's always Decoed in Monkey Man. Alright. How did you do this structurally is a better question, actually. I want to keep as structurally consistent as possible. Oh, I hate you. I despise you, even. What the fuck is this shit? Why do you have... Motherfucker. I despise you. Do it right. Ew, what the fuck? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ew, what the fuck? I agree with you. What do you... The fuck you mean, ew, what the fuck? My brother in Christ, you cooked the dish. You made the food. Low-key might be outdated version because my one doesn't have that. I see, I see. They need to be timed. Monkey Man made this. Don't time him out, though. Wait, how... Huh? I feel like this hurt my brain to look at the first time. Okay, I see how it is. Alrighty, so it was here. Here. Oh, you know what? A flamethrower would be a cool idea. Maybe on a different project. There we go. Okay, I think actually conceptually having the blunted bow here with the cockpit underslung was the right move. Hey, Xenon, welcome in. How's it going? Thank you for the lurk. Always appreciated. Why is there an inverted behind the slope? Inverted. So you have chosen block cope. Just use a beam. But it's the style. Well, it's work, mob key man. Okay. Yeah, I can't go against the style driver. But honestly, I want to see how that works out. In terms of, because there is an angle there, right? So yeah, there is an angle there. So we can't just... I guess we could just deco hide it and be silly. But that's what cringe people do. Yeah, I wasn't very good at structural building when I made this. How long ago did you make this? Maybe the Miro was right and this isn't done. I love deco hiding. Monkey Head, it's like, yeah, I gotta get out of here. Works immediately after being found out about this. Oh, God. Oh, I feel so bad for him. Be nice to Monkey Man, chat. Oh, the white strips are supposed to be alloy? Are you fucking... Ah, this... I see. So white means alloy. Same down here? No, it's remarkably inconsistent. Okay, and then there's heavy armor core. Who the fuck built this? Monkey Man, please. Glad it's been my structural practice, and this is my first glad design. Fair enough, fair enough. How's that triple barrel shirt gun? Is it single whip deco? It seems to be... Number of barrels 4. Monkey Man. How did you actually get it to look like triple barrels with, how did you do that? I am curious now. Moved in such a way where the top two clip into each other? I see. That's heinous. Just use, you could have done like the try Gatling gun style. It's always so cool. Alright, we will actually move this out here. Put you here. Here. Then probably you like that. And then realize that we forgot to do, okay. Actually, no, I see why, no, I see why we didn't do that earlier. Shit, okay. God damn it, why do you design shit like this? Who put Monkey Man in Glow? Take him out of the Glow. Take the Glow out of the monkey. Okay. We'll go through and retexture afterwards with the alloy. Just because I want to get the shaping done first. Because this is some really interesting structural shaping to me. I have not done this before. Barrel cooling bonus? Okay, fair enough. Triple miniguns look as, in my opinion, before I get shot. Deck on the mantlet and hide the actual barrels. I see. Interesting, okay. Unglue the monkey. True. Actually, I understand why this part was done like this. That part I can understand. Do I forgive it? No, but I understand it. Okay. Now, since we're copying this anyway, and then we're going to modify it. See, this is a good way of how I do two-parter guard too. Like, if you copy something that's already in-game, and then you modify it to suit what you need, it works a lot better than just straight copying it. It's the modification that makes it work. If you just, like, if I just straight took these into cells and then didn't do anything to the back of them, like I plan on doing, that would be a whole lot worse than if I were to actually work them into my design, you know what I mean? It's, I'm not happy with its current rendition. I see. Should really go back and update the obsidian. Yeah, he's a silly little guy. Now, having said that about, like, oh, hey, don't just straight copy stuff, I think I actually can get away with just prefabbing this. Because there's just a lot of deco work that I'd rather not do. There we go. Grab you. Put you in. Now we go through and clean out any of the decos that may have duplicated. Man, if only there was an easier way to clear out duplicated decos, eh, chat? If only. I think that was the only one we actually put in so far, so. That should, quote-unquote, be fine. Nope. No, that actually is fine. Oh, they're both half-scale, that's what. Wait, these are both half-scale, Monkey Man. Why are these not an offset? Wait a second. I just want to try something here. Can you not just use a half-meter offset here? You cannot. Oh, no, you can. I was an idiot? Yes, you can. Yeah, I thought so. Alright, let's go through and make it some more deco efficient. Oh, nice! It actually doesn't cause as many issues now when you do it that way. Very nice. What is this? Oh, I see. We accidentally copied the engines when we brought that over. Let's just get rid of those. I'm gonna pretend that's not horrifically glitching, and we can just ignore that for now, I think, you know, chat? Look, chat, if we just ignore it, it will eventually go away. I don't know why that's glitching so horrifically bad. Where did half the ship go, chat? We're just gonna say this is the diamonds. And we're gonna quickly reload the game. Oh, I'm in deck of view still. Okay, that's what, okay. I didn't realize I was in deck of view. I was like, what happened to half our ship? That would make sense, yes. Thank you. I didn't realize we were still in Deco view. There we go, that fixes that. That one's fine. That goes up here. That one's also fine because it goes up there. This one can be changed out, so take this one. Copy all, move it back here. Delete all, paste all, apply with mirror all. Good to go. Okay. That should be fine. Now, the question is, how do we make these r/legally distinct? That is the real question here. Because I want these to be able to go full across, right? Kind of like what we did over here. Because they need to go back to become the engine nacelles. Make it wider? Well, I'm probably going to make it wider, yeah. But I mean, like, in terms of, like, I'm going to be making them longer. So you see how you have yours indented here? I'm not going to have the indent. I'm just trying to figure out how do I do the engines at the back. That's all I'm trying to figure out right now. Okay. Well, first off, let's get the top cockpit in, I think. Because here, you can see it just kind of slopes with the way the cockpit slopes up, so we'll have that as well. Actually, you know what? What if instead of doing... Interesting. Very curious. I wonder if maybe we make the cockpit nose even stubbier, but... Or small CGAs, one bank on either side. No, that's not what I'm talking about, Xenon. I'm talking about purely just the style right now. I'm not too worried about functionality. Functionality is super easy. It can come later. The issue here is that the cockpit should be a little bit further back. So I wonder if I should start the nose further down. No, the cockpit goes up, duh. Alright. We'll keep building for now and see how this goes. Oh, you know what the other option is too? We do a little bit of an indent, but like, what if we have cutout areas? That could be an idea too. Kind of like what the Y-Wing originally had, right? So what if we did something like here? Take you off. That's a little bit different than how you did it. And then instead of having it fully indented like how you did, we just keep it going. We get 5 wide maybe? Is that gonna be too long? What's the width at right now? 22. Like, I know we're gonna be bigger, don't get me wrong, but... And then we have like we have them, because you kind of like have it go widen out at the back again, but what if I do, when I have it split, it goes into 2 very small ones? Is the real core heavy armor, or is it just deco too? I think it's probably heavy armor. Exposed heavy armor, the gun is very big for how small the craft is, yeah. Yo, is that glow? Yeah, we're trying to work out a style. I'm working on a diamond right now. I saw it in the Miro, so figured I could get some new style experience in. The biggest part is trying to get this cockpit to work how I want it to. You know? Because assuming that I get it up here... That's the wrong button. Want you. Assuming we, you know, like do this, like what you'd expect for a bomber cockpit, right? That would mesh with the edges too hard. Now the other option we have is to have some fun with it. Could do something like this as well. And then have this come out to the side like this. Actually, that might also work. Because we do want the cockpit above where it is right now. Oh, that sounds like glue. True. Many such cases. Let's try something here. If I do it like that, where it comes over top, I just feel like that's not angled enough compared to how, like, these are very angled cockpits, you know? Also, I love that Strider, still does the cockpit framing, like how I did on the Shrike. He and I were talking about that when he started building Glau. It's just really neat to see stuff, other people do. Like, it's like, hey, I remember talking about that. Whereas you fragmented yours a lot more, whereas he did, like, full, cases. It's always curious. Glue, yeah. Yeah, so Glau sounds a lot like glue, M. Freely. That's mostly where it comes from. Also, we're already 1 hour in. Wow, that's incredible. So if this is a light bomber, I presume we probably just want, like, make it fast, few large bombs, maybe let's say 4 large glide bombs. Glue, true. Because the other idea we have, too, is that we, instead of doing an indent, we widen it out here. Actually, that's kind of an idea. And then burn the nacelles back, you know what I mean? I kind of like what we're cooking right now, though, so let's see where this ends up. Because the other thing, too, with this, keep in mind, is that we have to also, get these to be 2 separate engines. Which doesn't necessarily work with when we're this far out. How big are you? 13. This is 15 already. So we're already a little bit bigger than what I'd like to be. Trying to save up before? Yeah, I realized. Alright, I have an idea then. It's gonna take some silliness though. We're gonna make this front area a little bit wider. Do I want to make the front area wider? Alright, let's scrap this and restart. We have an idea of how the structure works now, though. So that part is fine. We just need to figure out how we want to do the nacelles now. So I think the nacelles are going to be the biggest one. Because, like, obviously we need them to be, because I assume we're probably going to want 2 custom jets. I assume that's what we're using, or can we just use... Yeah, we are using custom jets. Okay, we can't use those. So we'll probably want 2 engines. How would we do this? Let's actually take this out. And instead what we'll do is slope this one in, actually. Not quite like that. Alright, take it all out. Let's have this a bit more sloped in and a little bit more rounded off. There we go. There we go. Is that like it means we're not as like round at the front, unfortunately. Actually, we could probably still keep a little bit of the round. No, let's scrap it. No, I think the roundness is actually needed for a bomber. I'm gonna be so indecisive about this the entire process. But if we round in there, at least we can have the nacelles wrap a little bit around the front, maybe the Y-wing type structure. That's what I'm aiming for right now. I'm specifically basing it off an H-wing, which is an upgraded Y-wing. It's a catamaran Y-wing, right? Except we're a little bit more structurally centered. And this cockpit also is a little bit too rounded compared to how corner and sharp the other ones have been. Alright, let's get rid of the rounded one. I think down here, this one's fine. I just wanted to do a different style up top. It wasn't this, right? Actually, we might as well keep the same now that we're here. You there. Here. See, that feels too small up here, though, doesn't it? So actually, I do think we keep this style up here. And the question is, how do we get it to look good afterwards? Let's assume we take this one, right? Let's take this all the way out and see how it goes. Yeah, that doesn't work. That's just too big of a cockpit there. Now, the other option we have is we can do this. That doesn't work. See, that feels too rounded almost. If you want Star Wars, it's very angular since the 70s. Yeah, no. Okay, so that's a 5-wide cockpit. This is a 3-wide cockpit. So we'll aim more for a 5-wide style. What if we do a one to free transition here? There we go. That's a bit more angular, eh? That kind of works. No, I don't want it to come too up like that. How do we feel about that, chat? Does that feel too big for a cockpit? I think that might be able to work, actually. Oh, we are currently in an ad break, so... I'll stop here and reconsider. Because doing the double cockpit is what's really messing me up here, too. Trying to figure out how that would all work. No, that's glass. Whoops, I want... metal. It's an interesting style. I like all of these styles. This is cool. It's just, I'm definitely not used to building this angular, you know? Works, but it's odd to go from 3 to 2 meters. I see it, right? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't really work in any way, does it? Okay, what if we have it split up here then, actually? You know what? No, that wouldn't work either. So I was thinking have it from 2 to 3 for round shape or flat for more Star Wars shape. Yeah, having it flat is what we're gonna probably have to do here. Just sucks, as nothing else really gives us that that shape in there, you know? Like that one's obviously gonna be a bit harder to emulate. Actually, yeah, maybe that works. Maybe that works, actually. Also, sorry, I realized I forgot to do streamer mode there. Okay, it's been really weird recently where like streamer mode just doesn't work with Discord anymore. You have to turn it on and off manually now instead of having it automatically enable. It's actually so annoying. That works, yeah. Yeah, I guess it works for now. Alright. So we have our double cockpit set up. Now we get the nose in. So I want the nose to curve at the same, like the nacelles to curve in with this instead of out against it, right? Then we also need to make it a little bit wider so that it's not as large. So this is 4 meter here. That's not bad. Let's have it curve in here. And it should be one up, right? Because it needs to be the same level as the first level as the cockpit. And the top level is above it. There we go. Okay. And let's assume that this is probably going to curve backwards this way by 4 meters, presumably. No, because that's the entire cockpit, so. Curious. Because you can see over here the cockpit likes to be a little bit ahead of the nacelle. Like, I guess we can keep you here. And then what we'll do is, after that white line, we should be able to keep the red here. Like this. Have you do a 2-3 meter transition out here. Something like that. And then we just hope that that works. You know what I mean? Put you here. Put you here. Actually, we could even just do a wider, thicker nacelles, couldn't we? Gotta be careful what's in the picks. Jesus Christ. Thank you for the care package tuning. I will gladly hydrate, save my vehicle, and take a sip of, or take a stretch, I guess. No, Jesus. Oh my, Jesus Christ. Alright, let's save over the old diamond. Because I think going wider will let us have those nacelles in the center. I'm just not sure how we're going to keep those nacelles looking. Because we're back up to 15 width, but we're a little bit less thick in the front now, at least. Alright, let's put you here. How do we do up here? Sorry, I had the sneeze there. Start here. Then we run into this issue, eh? So now we're pretty much doing the same thing Monkey made it, except we're doing it at a 3 meter slope instead of a 2 meter slope. Which will be fun, I'm sure. Yeah, we never the pin fence, so I guess the feed pick message makes sense. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we had the pin from Discord earlier because Discord doesn't always necessarily shut off. So if I make it this wide... See, I feel like that's going to be too wide, so maybe, what if we do 2 meter offsets somewhere instead? Maybe the offset's the way we want to go here. You know? That's annoying. That's right what I want. No, that's not quite what I want. Okay, let's assume this comes back here, right? Let's have it go all the way over here. Take you down, and then this would be another one of those. Because the issue is like you want to still make it look like it is a sleek-ish fighter, right? You don't want it to look bulky, even it's a light bomber, I know. But like even for a light bomber, you don't want it to look bulky. At least not too bulky. Yeah, see, like that has a weird triangle corner on it. So we don't want to do that. What about reverse care package where you eat salty snacks, shrimp up, and roar start your build? Okay, actually that'd be really funny. Reverse care package. So fuck aerodynamics. I'm not worried about the aerodynamics, I'm worried about how it looks. Because I do want it to be a bit more forward heavy, because both of these are cockpit center, or cockpit, like, well, actually they're both cockpit center, so I want to do a bit more of a forward heavy build. I think the cockpit is, positionally, this is how I want it to look. I'm just trying to figure out how I do this, how I want it to look at the nacelles. And the nacelles are genuinely the hardest part about this. I think what we maybe do is I think we do the jutting out part like what the, I think we just kind of combine the obsidian and the granite into a design here. Yeah, because they do 2 meter offset, and I think that's just what we gotta do. And I think it'll really tie the style together, honestly, so. Maybe it's not the worst idea. So take you. Alright, move you off to the side. Take you down here. 2 to 4 meter slope. Like, this is gonna make him very wide, unfortunately, but you know what? It's what we gotta do. Something like that, maybe, and then. There we go. That's not gonna work how I want it to, unfortunately. Damn, you hate to see it. That does have the issue of us not going quite where we want to go here. Because we want this to be here so we can have 2 nacelles rounded out, right? Like, the heavy armor core is going to be in here with the bomb bay. Or actually, maybe let's move it. Assuming the heavy armor core is in here with the bomb bay, right? This is where we put all of our heavy armor and our core stuff like that. Okay, actually, I'm starting to see the shape form here. I'm pretty happy with this. Look, a small off the design that uses the big boys as its reference over, and the smaller fellas could go crazy. Honestly, yeah, it's not a bad idea. Why don't you build it, monkey man? One day made the most ghetto possible bomber. Oh god. Want some asymmetry with the missiles on one side and the turret on the other? Well, I don't know if I want a turret is the issue. If I do have a turret, it'll probably be up top, honestly. Like a small little defense turret against upper fighters. I definitely want the bomb bay behind the bomber cockpit back here, though. We also have to keep in mind costs. Like, so I know like these look like these engines are gonna be super long, but they're gonna be super sparse at the back aside from just the custom jet part, so I'm not too worried about that. Honestly, you know what we do? What if we... No, because I feel like they don't have to be perfectly circular. That part is true, at least. What if we do something like this here? And then what we can do is we can have the bottom something kind of like... Because they only need to be able to hold a 3x3 area, right? So we do something like this, actually. You know what I mean? That could be an idea right there. We just need to move it back a little bit so we can get it working with this system back here. So you're kind of cooking with the winds. Maybe find a way to transition the winds to become the thrust area. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. Like, if you look at the overall profile, this is actually really a cook. I just need to figure out how do I continue said cook. Hot take: make the 1 meter slope on the nose a 2 meter slope. I want it to be rounded like a Y-wing front, though. You know what I mean? I don't like. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that's a deliberate design choice so that we have the more rounded up a bomber. Because if we do a steeper slope like over here, it will look a lot more like a fighter. So I'm purposely doing a more rounded bomber nose. Sniffing moment, true. Russia building a fin? I know, right? Maybe find a way to transition. Yeah, I think we find a way to transition the winds to be into like the engine to cell. It's kind of like a Y-wing. Let's get rid of this for now. And then also the red area only lasts for like what, 2 thick areas, and then the overlay is kind of like SD works. All right. So we could bring this back here, but that goes back to the... I kind of want to keep that, though. Okay, if we do this, that only gives us 1 block of room. But if we make them sparse looking, then that wouldn't be the biggest issue. No, because I want to have at least 3 blocks of room so they actually look separated instead of just, like, 1 block off. The question is, how do I get this wind shape without having to come back in, you know? I'll try and we just do this, and then... And how do we make that look good later, you know what I mean? Because that's obviously how that's gonna be. Okay, actually, first things first, let's move this back 1. Because I realize I want this part to be white if we're going to be doing it that way. Instead of having it be the offset there. Yeah, I have the stripe before the winds there. If the thrusters are too close, this could look a lot more Y-wing coded, and it could work way better if they split all the way out to the sides. Yes, but no, the winds are coming back, don't worry. I understand what you mean, Monkey Man. I'm just trying to figure out how I would do that while still keeping it within the volume limit. The other idea I have is I can make these 1 meter nacelles, but I feel like that would be too small. Oh no, what we do is we just have them 1 meter on the inside. Duh, I'm stupid. I've been fretting this entire time. I realized that the style is having the one back 2 meters. So we were actually fine. I didn't have to worry too much. Go have you over here. Have you in here. Wait, can I not just do... Damn. So that would work if I do 1 meters, but I'd rather not do 1 meter, so... What if I did this? Still need 3 meters of... Something like that could work, actually, quite a bit. Just so you know, we're backseating the glue build mid-hell diver session, hell yeah. What planet are you guys dropping on, I'm curious? Glue divers? True. So what if we do something like this? I think shaping-wise, that could actually work. Let's do 1 more here, though. Proportionality-wise. I think that kind of could... I think this could cook. What? Yeah, hell... I said hell yeah. Hell dives. Hell yeah. He's a big boy? Yeah, he's gonna... Well, he's a light bomber. He's going to be a big boy. My only issue with this is that it's called the diamond, but it's not diamond-shaped. I might suggest, because we have granite and obsidian, I might suggest to Strider, instead of doing diamond, we do like a different rock type. Oh, you know what? Do you think I can get this called the Chert, chat? Do you think I can get this name after Chert? The Chert light bomber. For those of you who don't know, Chert is one of my favorite stones. Okay. That's not what I wanted. I wanted you. Okay, yeah, I think now that I'm blocking this in, I'm kind of enjoying this a lot more. Name it the Feldspar. Feldspar's pretty good. Alrighty. Because I would like, that's not necessarily to make this guy an absolute bastard, of course, but like 4 glide bombs is going to do a lot of damage. Outer Wilds? I haven't played Outer Wilds yet. I still need to play it. It's one of those games that I actually bought last year during the Christmas sale so that I could play it. I just haven't had time on stream yet. Okay, so now if I do this on the inside, except these will be probably a bit... no, because I want 1 row of red first, right? How did you do this back here? That's 1 solid blocks, and then we go inside on the... That only leaves us 2. I just realized that only leaves us a 2 wide gap. Unless I offset the engines, like, a lot. That would not feel good, though. Reverse Super Destroyer? Reverse Super Destroyer, honestly. I'm starting to see it, that's funny. I like the 5-meter gap between them, though, at least that works. Whereas, like, see, like, the 3-meter gap just doesn't work as well. So I think that's the right goal there, having the 2 on the outside and then the 1 on the inside. And maybe get this even smaller over here. Let me go down to something like this. Okay, let's get the engines in first, actually. Just to get an idea of what we want. Now, I actually don't do custom engines. I will say that right now. So, where is... Oh, cool. They have hull blocks for it now. That's cool. Exhaust. If we put that there, is that going to look weird? Having it off kilter like that? I wonder if the back maybe just looks too thick. Maybe we should spar it down a little bit. Move the engines out for the increased slope. I know, but also it would affect... I'm less worried about where the engine's placement is right now because it would affect how the wind shape looks. Wanted a bit inset from the red bit, I think, too. Yeah. Yeah, because the way it looks over here is that the red is on top of the black insets. Oh, over here there's a little bit of red on it, but that's a smaller style. All right, go back to the drawing board. Actually, yeah, no, 1 second. I want to try something. Let's say out to... Actually, no, let's have it get scrawny right here. Upscaling to this way. And actually, let's make it 6 blocks here. do something like this, right? And then what we do is, what if instead of having it go completely thick the way back, we have it go a little bit scrawny? The only issue with that is you can't really... the jets would still be exposed is the issue there. Because what I was thinking of next was like... here. Yeah, it's not going to work, sadly. Oh well. Maybe we honestly do just have to move the jets out. Which sucks, because it's not going to work as well with the wind structure I have, but oh well. Alright. Move you one over. Oh, yay big over here. Because I do want to have like those engine casings kind of like how the Y-Wind does. It's looking very SD. Yeah. That's another issue. The only sci-fi style I've built is SD. This is built for pod racing so far. Now this is pod racing. Hey Melizar, how's it going? A little bastard is a treat. Two of the characters are named Chert and Feldspar. Oh, really? Are they? That's cute. Okay. Because ideally what I would want is... yay here. Yay here. I'm using blocks to block this out, don't get mad. And then down here I'd want this to be like... something like this. So maybe let's bulk up the engines a little bit and see how we can do. Because I know in theory it should be something like this, right? In terms of the design on the sides. So assuming we did that again. Now up here we do this. But that just looks a little bit off, doesn't it? Ah, actually, you know what? That's that's not the worst idea we've had. Who's up blocking they out? True. Going to the Pride March tomorrow with a bunch of my friends? Hell yeah, that's gonna be great. How do we feel about this jet? Kinda cooking? Like, it kind of, and then... because ideally what we'd want is... something like this to come back. Or 2 pieces of bread and make it more 2-meter slopes and to have an overhang of gray metal in between and around it in the middle. I see what you mean with that. I'm not sure if I agree with it, though, is the issue. Let's block it out a bit more. So if we round it off... yeah, it's the weird overhang, like the angular overhangs is what's really tripping me up, because I'm so used to like Deepwater Guard, you kind of just make everything smooth, right? Like, I really like that profile. Like, I can imagine it, I just don't know how to get built into it. I do like the backwards SD style, yeah. Because, like, obviously this part is really thick back here, right? Gorgeous. Oh my god, Rufus, that's crazy. But no, welcome in, Rufus. How's it going? The Roar speak. Jesus Christ, guys. Alright, I have another hour until Roar roast here. We can figure this out in that hour, I think. Because if possible, I'd like the glue build to be 100% Roarston original. You know what I mean? Because it's been a while since I've just, like, especially with a bomber where it's just missiles and flight stuff, I can easily do that myself. Instead of handing it off to someone. Alright. Your Jesus. Jesus Christ, guys, please. Oh my god. What's the plan for this fella? It's a light bomber. So I want it to be a little bit bigger than the Obsidian. I'm just trying to figure out how would, like, I rounded it off to make it give more of a bomber aesthetic than a, what's it called? like interceptor or fighter, and I also have a double cockpit. There's another one on the underside for bomb sites. So conceptually I like where this is going. I'm just trying to figure out how. This honestly just makes me want to build my own Star Wars faction now. Like I don't do a lot of angular builds, and this is good practice. Okay, let's get the rest of these little guys blocked out at least. And maybe that can help us figure out where we want to go from there. Here, put you in here like this. And then you in here like this. No, because that's gonna be hard to get angled how I'd want it to be. It's gonna be a really stupid question, but can I get away with doing this? No, I didn't think so. Second stupid question. No. Alright, that's gonna... I'm gonna need probably at least one more in between there, but how would we do that? Sure. How did the monker man do that? Monkey man. Have it mesh there, I see. Let's work this out then. Might fall into the issue that I had with the obsidian. It used to be one solid piece all the way to the back, and Strider didn't like it. My OOTD plane works best if you're either wide or long, and if you're going long, you probably have a gap somewhere, whether it's an indent or just the start of the entirely new plate. Okay. I think we'll keep the front plate as all one bit then, kind of like the Y-wing, and we'll have, I would like to be able to just do, like, the caissons, but the stripped off caissons at the back, you know? So, like, from here to here will be one entire plate, and then we can indent here as we go back towards the engines. You know what I mean? It's going good. I have to report my project hit a bit of a wall, but progress is technically ongoing. Oh god, that's terrifying. I assume it's the same project we were talking about last time, which, oh my god, I'm terrified of it. Why is this not meshing up well? This should theoretically mesh, no? Yeah. Strange, okay. I fucked up something else, though. This theoretically should go here. So what happened? Ah, I see what happened. The inside one goes here, doesn't it? There we go. Which means you come over here, you come over here. I was like, why is... I was like, that should fit perfectly fine. I was very confused. There we go. Okay, that shaping works a little bit better. Which in this case, it's always nice when your friend tells you they fear something you've worked so hard on, which in this case is good. Alrighty. There we go. Now this all works how I wanted it to. And then maybe what we could do is we could actually do a little bit... You know what, actually? What if we did a little bit of an indent on the wings here, too? You know what I mean? I don't know what would come out of there yet, but it could be an idea. Like, break up the winds a little bit, do a four-wind structure like that. How do we feel about that? Roar, no? No? Okay. Like, it was an idea. It was an idea, Pota. So I was gonna say, because if we have exposed heavy armor on the inside there, it could break up a lot of the shape. Alrighty. There we go. Did that wrong. I need you here, and you here. You need to come over here now. I got mirror mode. Shit. Damn it, you hate to see it. Stop, what do you mean? Keep them synchronous? The idea is that their armor plating, right? Yeah, that's true. Don't do the obsidian mistake. Fine. We'll just work on the basic shape and then I'll build this in later. You guys are no fun. You guys never let me just experiment with stuff. Alright, I am gonna fix up here though. Just so it's connected. The backseat building is wild today, honestly. 9 followers ago. I know, we're so close to 1,000. Remember, chat, if you've enjoyed watching me build glue, do remember to leave a follow. Because the closer we get to 1,000, the closer I get to just being able to shut this entire project down and go back to, like, archaeology. I'm done, chat, I'm done. We hit 1,000, I'm out of here. No. But it is a big milestone. I am very excited for it. Monkey Man is on the verge of crying. I haven't even started anything yet. Why is he upset? The biggest issue is trying to figure out back here. So I think we'll do some front back symmetry on this part at least. Let's do that. So that will connect to the overall engine apparatus. The issue is figuring out how we want that apparatus to connect. We need to, okay, I think unironically, we do need to design like a nacelle at the edge of the engine that we want to use. I think that might be our biggest issue right now is we just, like, where do we want the engines? Because we know that they need to have... I know I do want at least this. You know what I mean? Or I guess we'll probably use something like this. So probably have some overhang, that makes sense. And then up here we'll have the blocks out by 1. You know what I mean? Actually, how would we do that overhang? How would that overhang work there with the panels? Maybe a square corner actually is the right idea. No, square corner was the wrong idea there. This type of square corner, maybe. Nah, I don't like that either. Alright, take that off for now. Alright, let's take you off now as well. Basic-wise, we know that this is like how we want the 2D overhang. Today I learned, wait, with the backspace you can build anywhere? Yeah. You guys are actually rapping this, I swear to God. These guys want to complain at you in real time. Worsen hates us, even though they're rolled. No, Crispy, this is quite often because I do enjoy collaborative builds. And, you know, sometimes feedback is actionable and useful. So I don't mind feedback and stuff like this. People can't expect to always be listened to. I'm perfectly fine with people providing feedback. Don't expect me to always listen to the feedback. I think that's a good caveat that I have. So assuming we do something like this. And then we change it on the inside, because I do kind of want that interior like this. Here, what if we do a solid now this is pod racing moment, okay, chat? Let me try something here. That's not gonna work. That's gonna be too bulky, I think. So I was thinking, and then we use poles, like from down here to come forward, but we need to redo over here. I think the pole idea is the right idea. Except we'll use trim poles. And move it one up. Like, I'm thinking maybe poles work here. Cooking? Never mind one. Yeah, it was not cooking. How much inspo from the Y-Wing? I'm trying to avoid directly copying it, obviously. But, like, the Y-Wing engine's idea is pretty fun. Okay, doing 4 poles doesn't work. So what if we only do the bottom side as, like, what if we only have the poles on the bottom, actually? Poles on the bottom, then we can still do, some of the red plates on top. You know what I mean? So that would actually mean, let's, 1 second, chat. Square corner here. Maybe interchange plates and poles? Maybe. What if we do something like this, except we need it to be a little bit higher? Oh god, I'm once again struck down by the hubris of the jets need to be lower. Shit. Alright, move you 1 down. Let's get the basic idea first, then we'll worry about the all the placement stuff. And let's say, like, right here, we come back out for the engine. You know what I mean? We can use, like, some pull to cube transitions and all that, deco-wise. Actually, what if we only do the pulls on the top side, actually? That will leave the underside of the engines exposed. Maybe interchange plates and poles? Well, I was just gonna do plate, pole, plate. And then have the engine be a plate as well, you know what I mean? Something like this. Because that way, it doesn't look like it's too thick down the center line here. Like, it looks like they're still separate engines. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking right now. And then that way... So even if I do something like this, or... like this, and then just imagine this was centered. How do we feel about something like that? Maybe a little bit shorter, though, because that feels a little bit long now. But... it's like, let's move it up here. Actually, maybe a little bit further up. Okay, actually, you know what? I think this could work, chat. I think this might work. Monkey Man, what do you think? Or is he still crying in VC, chat? Let's do this. I like how long it is. I don't want it to be too long, though, because keep in mind, you still gotta do it proportionally. Like, this looks a lot more proportional. And it looks a lot less stretched out, because you want to avoid it looking stretched out. That won't work. It kind of looks like a gunship with the little fins in the back. That's kind of not quite what I'm going for, but pretty close to what I'm thinking could look good, to be honest. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? So let's assume in here is all poles, okay? So we do this. And then down here, we could do some trim pole. Actually, no, let's keep it here. So, like, assume something like this, yeah? If you check the VC side chat, that it shows John what I feel could fuck. Alright. People are so demanding SMH. Okay, so you want like the engines like really splayed out. Whereas I kind of want them more in line. Oh, okay, so you want the engines to come off the side bit here. Yeah, I don't think I want it that wide, though, is the issue. I kind of like how it tapers back in. Like, copying Ywind could actually go crazy. I want to be inspired by Ywind. I don't want to copy Ywind. That's my only concern there. Either way it works, to be honest. Yeah, I feel like this way, having the winds be the widest part, gives it a little bit more of its own style, because if you look at everything else, winds are the widest part, winds are the widest part, well, technically armor plates, but you know what I mean? Like, if you ignore the armor plates here, the winds are still the widest part, and I think I want to keep that consistent with the faction. That's my only concern here. You know what I mean? Sorry, just stretch there. Okay. No, it's just getting the rest of this how I want it to look is going to be the issue. And also we do have to include the mohawk. I will be including the mohawk. Gotta love those mohawks. Okay, so let's assume... Actually, if we make it longer and then just make... Okay. Is Potat there? Potat, what do I need for a basic custom jet? The mohawk and the engine pods? No, I'm gonna... Just it looks so cool. Nah, it's gotta go behind the cockpit. It's what every other design does. Because I'm thinking, what if I have the custom jets actually just be self-contained and the engine pods at the back, and then that way I don't have to worry as hard about like making them connect and look good. Engine compressor, combustor, exhaust, and intake. Okay. The other question now is how do I make this front look good as well? I'll see, it could work. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, like... And plus, that means we could put it further back if needed as well. But again, I'd rather not have it too far back. Alright, we need one down. You have to keep in mind, we've only built the top side of the front. Like, we still have to build the bottom side as well. Alright, you know what? We'll do the engines afterwards. I think we have the basic idea now. Those could look like trusses and the engine could look exposed with deco. Yeah. Technically, the intake and exhaust are optional, but they add efficiency for free. Ah, I see. Alright, let's get the front a little bit more worked on. We have an idea now for the back. We have a concept of a plan, chat. Truss. Monkey Man's gonna start relapsing now. Look what you did to him. Alright. So this is... strange. That can be... Oh, I see how you did that. Jesus, okay. Very peculiar. We can do 4 back here. Yeah, and then how did you just end it with... Yeah, okay, I see how you... I see what's happening here. Kinda did that, and then probably the black juts out from the middle, or the white juts out from the middle, okay. Curious. Now, because I did a wider cockpit, I can get away with a little bit more. Let's just make it a little bit longer, actually. Let's do 2. 1. 4. There we go. Something like that, maybe. And then that will accommodate the mohawk. Then we'll also have to do the same thing on the bottom side. Hey, bro, in a couple minutes, can I borrow the English storybook, Owl? I need some of the blame for my failing at video games? Yeah, no worries. It's your week. It's your weekend with the mods. I know where Poland is, but where's Trussland? But yes, it's your weekend with the mods, Neko. Alright. Now under here, same fin, same kind of concept. Alright. No, that's... Oh, yes. Okay, and that one can be a smaller one. Then we also have to put a lot of the black down there as well, because like you don't have as much angled red down there. Interesting. Okay. Such an interesting design to put. I'm really enjoying this. This is fun. It's very different from how I normally... Okay, he's yours next weekend and has football practice. Oh, I thought we signed him out of football. Yeah, so funky. Yeah, no, I really like this style. I'm worried about volume. I shouldn't be, but I am a little bit worried about it. I guess with airships, it's a lot less volume because like you don't have to put wheels on, right? Like this is the same size as the Kopesh, but so much less volume. It's a very angular build style too, so like with lots of indents, so I don't need to worry about volume as much. Especially because the engines are going to be mostly on poles. If you're worried about volume, just run for the compressor, Jesus Christ. You should be. Volume will creep up on you so quick. Well, I'm pretty used to volume building from Ashes, so I'm not worried in that regard. Like, I have enough experience in Ashes to know that this will not go over volume at the moment. Also, behold, a perfect square. That is a perfect square, chat. But I'm more worried about, like, once I start building downwards, right? Because, like, how downwards do you build? You only go a few layers, and then the black layer kind of, like, just tapers off and straightens out. Which isn't the worst. Oh, I see how you did this. Oh, what the fuck? The angular perfect square, true. The rectangle, but it's not a rectangle, it's a square. It's 23 by 23. That is a square. Alright, so down here you just kind of tapered it and off. That's easy, we can do that. I'll worry about functionality later. Common sentences uttered by the deranged. Oh yeah, I'll worry about functionality later. Here, I want this in by 1, right? Most likely. Yeah, probably. How does that work on the interior corner? Oh, it just kind of matches up eventually, okay. That's not an issue. God, Jesus Christ. Who builds like this? Oh, if the armor plates are kind of TG coated and everything except the grays used to paint panels and stuff, while the grays were exposed areas. Okay, interesting. Yes, and ice is a rock. Ice is not a rock. Pure ice, not a rock. Mineral water ice or glacial ice, yeah, that's a rock, but not pure ice. I refuse to believe it. This is my Yeah, Neko was so smug the other day. He was like, "Oh, well, the USGS says ice, like glacial ice, is a rock." I said, "Yeah, that's glacial ice. That's a very different conceptual thing." Ah, we need to move one down. That's why. I was wondering why that looked a little bit off. There we go. Now we drag you into here, and that will be able to connect up those bottom areas there. Glampshire water. Again, let's just make sure we got all this in correctly. Don't know how I feel about that, actually. Don't know how that's gonna connect well together. Ah, that's fine. The what areas? The interior areas in here? It's gonna be a lot of deco, I feel. Alright, that's flat on the inside. Which we already have, that's good. What we can do here is we can you guys in here, and then what if I do something like that now? Is that gonna be too funky? No, I think that works. It's, yeah, this interior paneling is really strange to me. Alright, so actually we probably want to do this, just to have some more help here. Same shape, and then it also buffs out a little bit. So what's this design going for? Because this reminds me a bit of a Lego set or a cloud car from Empire Strikes Back. We're going for a light bomber. We're going to be doing Y-wing engine nacelles at the back here. But they're gonna be in line with these nacelles at the front. So actually, yeah, this is a great spot to have it, actually. I want it to be in line up here. Which means I actually could deepen these down now that I think about it. But probably won't. Hey, Badger fan, how's it going? Oh, we could hydrate, Blue Man. Could do a turbine intake. These are spacecraft, is the issue. Makes it kind of an H shape. Yeah, we're kind of like an H-wing from Star Wars is kind of what I was thinking. Because a lot of Glau is inspired by Star Wars. Like, over here's an A-wing. And then the Obsidian kind of just looks like its own thing, which is nice. So we're already going for an H-wing style. Which is why I have those nacelles at the front, and then I need the engines to be in line at the back, so that they look like an H. Star Wars says it takes a lot. That's true. How about torpedo launchers? Well, the bomb bay is going to be down below, because that's where we had the lower cockpit, so at the bomber site. So in here-ish is going to be the bomb bay. His Eminence has entered the building. Ah, good day, match. Thank you. Welcome in, Dane. How's it going? We're currently working on Glau. I did slander VBR today as requested. It was a good time. Tori can attest. Chat can also attest that I do slander VBR. Alright. Okay, so that has the red on both sides. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Let's see how we get out to here. Because this is an interesting spot for us to be in. That's now a question too, is do we want to, I think we copy a little bit of that wind style from over there, and then that will give us one red panel on the bottom for the bomb bay to form inside. Got my crown on backwards and it's time to fucking party. Let's go! The cool Yes, his Eminence from the Mjolnir Eternal Empires here. Speaking of, come here, Corey. You're going to the front slot on Settons. What are you playing today, Neko? I'm curious. If you're going to be stealing my mods, what are you playing? Yo, honestly, what is with the theft of Neko thieving from me lately? Like, I know I stole a lot of Neko's ideas in the start, but recently he's stolen my mods, he's stolen my my freebooter. What is with all this thievery lately? Beyond all reason, it's basically a free-to-play Supreme Commander. Oh, cool, okay. Hell yeah. Alright, let's move you back here. Because I'm kind of thinking I want this to be... I was going to say, why is that even? That shouldn't be even. I kind of want this to be in here. We could use some, like, auxiliary thrusters in here or something like that. I don't particularly care what. We'll figure it out when we get there. So something like that. How does this actually work? Oh, this doesn't have the fixed side of it. Do we want to go for the thicker widths, I guess? That's also a question we gotta ask. Shit, I didn't think about that. Speaking of, I'd better go live, but now... Yeah, hope the build goes well. Tell me how it turns out. Will do. I'll send a photo after. Have a good one, Neko. Person don't listen to the Archduke. Keep the propaganda mills running. VBR is a very useful enemy. True. But also, the Archduke... Well, look, I'm just saying. There's a lot of slime women in VBR territory, you know what I mean? So I understand why the Archduke may be hesitant to fight our true enemy of VBR. I can see his hesitation. The Archduke. Alright, I kind of... Would people be offended if I go a little bit longer today? And not really, like, not skip roasts, but I kind of want to do, I kind of want to do more work on this and get it, like, a little bit more worked. Tori, what did Bongo do? Bongo was himself. You know how that goes. Speed roasts? I don't know. I don't want to do speed roasts, because that's unfair to people who submitted today. I want to still do proper roasts. Okay, here. Let's actually fix this up here. Because that way this doesn't feel as... There we go. Actually, you know what? That kind of works. That kind of works. I'm down with long stream. Yeah, I might just do a longer stream today. I apologize to my audiences who may be from an area where they can't stay up as late, but the VOD will be available right after I'm done stream. Because I still want to do Dwarf Fortress today as well. For those of you who don't know Dwarf Fortress, it's a colony sim that we play here quite often on the channel, and it pretty much just lets us have a little bit of fun with stuff. Alright. We're going to do some top-down symmetry here, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's a pretty common motif in stuff like this. Actually, that's going to make us too big, isn't it? Yeah, I don't like that. Alright, what we do then? Sorry, I had to sneeze. Very sneezy today. I opened my windows to get some fresh air in here, and it, get some pollen out. Like, I'm not usually allergic to pollen, but 7 minutes never sleep, so you may continue the stream as much as needed. Base, let's go. So my GPU is acting up again. I'm gonna cry. Oh no! I'm open the long stream, although I'm very eepy right now. Oh, no worries. If you fall asleep, Emfrey. That's good. Oh, did you guys hear a sneeze? Sorry, I meant to mute in time. At least I have the audio limiter, so it shouldn't peak the mic, at least. I have the limiter to equalizer, so it hopefully didn't peak the mic, so you guys got a crisp roar sneeze. Alright, so if we're gonna do this, let's actually take this out. And we want the gray bit to be exposed inside here. You know what I mean? Now, it does raise the issue of what the hell are we doing? Let's... If I do that, then that at least matches up. I don't want that to match up, though. God damn, why is this style so complicated? I love it. Why does it do this, though? I love it. Yeah, because the other way was too thick, so... Let's do that for now. I do want these to be encapsulated. The turbo encapsulator must be encapsulated, chat. It must be turbo encapsulated. Alright. Something like that. That feels Star Wars-esque. Castle was informed of a treaty, but backed our land claims, and was told he could claim elsewhere without our interference, but sent claim fleets to both areas. Oh, kill him. Kill him. Absolutely kill him. Just take little power naps and stream. No, don't mess up. Do not mess up your stream schedule. Lovely to see you being converted into a cloud. It's like I said, I needed a break from Deepwater Guard. This is such a radically different design that it really does work well as a break. It's quite nice. Now, Monkey Man, I'm curious though, how would I do these interior areas? Would I keep those gray, or would I... I think I would keep those gray, wouldn't I? Gray looks so strange, though. Yeah, I think the red works. I'm not sure. We'll leave that. Honestly, it's fine as it is? Okay. Yeah, I like the side bit there. And we can put some, like, jets in there, or maybe even interceptors if we need to. Send the ship that killed the Archduke to get roasted at some point. True, please do. This is the ship that made the Archduke Chuddy cry. Okay, there we go. I gotta stretch. Yeah, we're gonna go another hour until roasts. Because I know I started late today. So normally this wouldn't affect people as badly, but I'm having fun with this. What the fuck happened over here? Why are you here? Because I think once I have the main, like, the main parts of this down, then we'll be able to do the nacelles a lot easier. Sir, Chug review? What? Oh, Chuddy, as in like Chad. Chad review. Never let the Archduke see your 0.5 meter piston offset. True. System the Spiro on LMAO, go hard. Yeah, keep in mind, I'll only do aesthetic review, so if you guys want to show stuff without having to worry about OBSEC, like, I can do that. Make those, like, the little warp engines from Defiant for Star Trek. I have no idea what that is. I don't watch Star Trek, unfortunately. I don't want to do too much Star Trek. I want to keep the Star Wars, though, because it's what I know, and it's also what I prefer. I prefer the cassette retro, like, or it was I think it was like cassette futurism is what the Star Wars style is called, because, like, technically they don't have computers. Or, like, they have, like, those really old-style computers, right? Which is what I love about Star Wars, is that they never, like, they have holographs, but they never really updated to, like... They didn't, you know, they didn't try to make, like, personal phones of it. Instead, you have, like, the little holo projectors. Can I put what I mean in general? Yeah, of course, Blue Man. Yeah, I love cassette futurism. Yeah. It's such a fun style. And, like, again, I feel like this is going to be different enough from a Y-Wing that I can get away with it, which is going to be fun. I love 70s, 80s stuff in general. Yeah. Like, I think shaping here, I'm very happy. We just gotta continue it. Alright, let's actually work on... Let's get this done as well in here. I'm just gonna kind of, like, meander between each area. Don't mind me. Does that go between... No. So we're gonna need glass there. That's fine. And then take you there, except do the right color. And over here, do you. There we go. And then we'll have a hatch right here to get into the cockpit area. There we go. Do we want to assume that it's a two-person cockpit up top and then a one-person cockpit down below, making a three-person bomber like the Arc 170? You know what I mean? Just gonna move these off before I start fidgeting with those. Where's my fidget rock? Oh, right, I put my fidget rock back because I was playing Balatro multiplayer head-to-head with a friend last night, and I started aura farming by just shuffling a deck as we were playing. Yeah, pilot and co-pilot and bombardier, I agree with that. Put them in general, but now I look at it, it doesn't really work. Hey, no worries, Blue Man. Blue Man, you're always allowed to suggest something, okay? Please never worry about suggestion stuff. Just also realize that I might not take all suggestions, you know? That's the only thing. Okay, yeah, so I see what you mean. It wasn't a bad idea. I agree with you that I don't think it works, but it wasn't the bad idea. Okay? So have confidence in yourself. Don't be beating yourself up over nothing, you know? Oh, I just got the message that Chad said cancel the VBR slander. Yeah, no, sorry, it's already started. Some suggestions are more equal than others. But no, I'm not going to say all suggestions are equal. I'm just saying don't be afraid to say them. Because worst case scenario, I just go, no. But like, you're not going to be made fun of for it, unless it's like really atrocious. Like, if you're like Monkey Man levels of suggestion, then maybe you'll get made fun of for it, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. That's like 50% of my personality. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Just relax. You're okay. This is a safe space for everyone who doesn't use truss. All right, let's start switching over to the alloy before I forget to do this, honestly. There we go. Whoops. That's not gonna work. Doesn't use truss? What does using truss mean, by the way? Oh, there's specifically a truss block. So what happens is Monkey Man will deco hide a lot of truss on some of his smaller builds. And doesn't use truss. Colonial Minister, Rorston. Mine Eminence, Rosteina. I've really got to rewatch Downfall. It's actually such a like incredible movie. And by rewatch it, I mean actually watch it. I've never actually seen it before. I literally just know it from the memes. Alright, so we're doing a double mohawk idea. No, it's in the actual block. The truss block, yeah. I use those sometimes for decos. Yeah, that's fine. The deco is fine. Just don't use the actual block. No, you're fine, Blue Man. Don't worry. Alright, now I have to swap between metal and alloy and make sure I don't mess up the two. Which I have been wanted to do in the past. Alright, so we have our proportions of our craft. 7, okay. That's not bad. See, truss blocks for some reason have low volume. It's often used when volume does that play. It's not strong at all, but whatever. It's insanely cheap, light, volume cheap, and triggers heat hash. True. Unironically, volume is like truss is actually a pretty solid block. It's just funny. It's funnier to make fun of you. That's the fit. You got to keep in mind. I don't disagree with you functionally or mechanically. I just enjoy making fun of you. That's the part you got to understand. Duh. Yes, the anti-Monkey Man propaganda isn't because Monkey Man's done anything wrong, it's because he's a Monkey Man. It's funny to use for drag on bricks, true. So I see with the way we went out, it doesn't really taper into go around the cockpit, does it? Alright, redesign number 2. Because I would like it to be able to taper in around the cockpit, kind of like what we did here. So, let's... If we do this... How are we going to connect all of this up is the question. Or what if we just don't have it taper around the cockpit, honestly? Or if we have it slope in from here before we redesign everything. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at our options. That is a 4 meter. It's a wedge back. That comes in a little bit too close, probably. I'd argue. We'll tip it around the cockpit instead of into it. That's another idea. Something like that could work. Nah, I don't particularly like that. Actually, do I? Just like what they did to Milk Oreos. Nice. Happy Pride Month? Yes, indeed. Happy Pride Month. Maybe that could work? I don't like this piece right here sticking out so much. That's my only issue. So I think what we do is we take this forward. Height, length, go. Damn it. Alright, move you one forward. There we go. There we go. And it just means back here we move this one back as well, just so we keep it consistent. Which, again, I think is fine. Having the extra gap there could actually help quite a bit. So that way, if we ever want to smooth it out, we can, but I think we want to keep that angularity. What are the naming rules for Pathos builds? Normally after variations of bandits. So, like, we have, obviously we have the Plunderer, the Pilferer, the Outlaw. Crossbones is kind of an exception there, but it's still pirate themed. Do something pirate slash like thieving scheme. That's what we kind of do. Milka Oreo? Milka makes chocolate bars. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Never heard of that before, so wasn't quite sure what you meant. The other idea too is what if we actually what if we have this actually slope in? It gives some more room for like exposed circuitry, and we can put a thruster jet for up and down here as well. And then same on the bottom side. I realize like if you look in here, like, there's a lot of exposed like gray stuff, right? Because the gray is the exposed. So that could work. And that way it's still shaped around the cockpit without directly copying the obsidian. What? How do we feel about that, maybe? I think that could work better for us. Now we just do this. And then actually... Ready submissions for Roscoe in the Roast submission channel on my Discord. So if you do... Here, I gotcha. Exclamation mark Discord. There's a channel called Roast Submissions. Yeah, you know what? I think this idea might work. Let's just do a central bubble or central circle instead of worrying about and then we can have just a bunch of exposed circuitry inside. That still looks like a lot like armor plates, and then, you know, let's say we have this little sandwich back here come in. Right? Yeah, that leaves us tons of room for internals. Okay, that works great, actually. That actually works great. Okay. No, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, and that looks great from up top, too, so... And then that we can replicate that on the other side as well, which will make it look kind of like sandwiched together, like layers. And because, you know, you want layers for a build like this. Does that make sense? It says the little Borg bits when they added the Delta Flyer a little. I'm not sure what the Delta Flyer is. Is that the one you sent earlier in the Discord? Okay, so I think we keep this part. Yeah, I think we have like one armor pancake. And then in order to break up the shaping, we'll have like the engines be back and separate, so it's not as shaped. Actually, you know what we do? Let's mix it up as well, because over here we have this painted, right? But if we have this white stripe over here anyway, then let's just have it off the white stripe. So we keep the white stripe at the front, in line with where the white stripe starts here. And then we have this one come back here. So that means we need, at the very least, our plates to go back over to here. And to also be alloy. That would help too. Does that go down into it? It does, okay. Nice. How's that? How far is it? That's actually, that lines up quite nicely. So what we can do as well is then we can slope it back, actually. Alright, I think I'm starting to see a way forward with this build, chat. Let's take you off for now. Forward here. How is that done? That's, ooh, done horizontal. I see. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so we'll shape it in like this. If we do this. There we go. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that shaping a lot more now. Love Star Trek ships. Really gotta know about them someday and explain like every class I can make it to you. Yeah, go for it. I love learning about other stuff. I just, like I said, I don't have much experience with Star Trek. Okay, so we actually want this to be up here and have it curl its way back. How's that done again? I know there's this, I know how this system is done. I'm just trying to. There we go. So it's like I know how it's done. I just can't for the life of me figure it out right now. There we go. And then come back here. So a lot of red is my only issue on those wings. Maybe I can green it up to break up that color because it feels like a lot of flat space that I don't want. You know what I mean? That's my only issue right now. Yeah, No, I'm gonna trust the process. Actually, that actually really nicely closes off the front exposed area. So I think we do actually trust the process on that one. It's going to be a lot of red, but I think we can swing it. Then all we do is here. There we go. Have that blend in, get some nice color in there. And would you look at that, chat? Alright. That I'm actually pretty happy with. I don't know how much this is looking like a light bomber anymore, but was my only ever concern right now. Actually, it's still decently small. It's still decently small. I'm worrying too much. We're at 407. That means volume limit-wise, we want to watch out for... This is where we kind of want to start watching out for volume limit, but the majority of this afterwards will just be adding the engine the cells on, which will be very low volume, and we'll be filling in the internals, which obviously is where most of the volume is going to come from, but we should be fine. Alrighty. You know what, chat? We're not doing too bad today. There we go. Oh, my throat just got really scratchy all of a second. Give me a second, chat. There we go. My apologies. I've returned. Welcome back. We are currently getting the idea going. So assuming here is where we want the engine exhaust at the back. Just so it matches up within the cell. Or actually technically here. No, it'll have to be here just to be in line. About yay amount. That gives us 46 to 23. Let's do 47. Does that look too low, do we think? Well, once we get the nacelles worked out, I think it'll be fine. You mean intake? No, I want that to be the exhaust. Actually, maybe no. It's already getting pretty long here. No, it's such a habit to go to wood. That is crazy how much of a habit that is. I need to break the habit, chat. There we go. Let's shape that up like that. That'll be nice and clean. There we go. Okay, we got the angled back there. Yeah, because for Ash's builds, I find if you use about, you know, a fifth of your volume just for the shaping, then that means you're going to be fine. And we're just under a fifth of our volume for the shaping right now. So, as we place the internals in, it will be a lot easier. We're also using very low volume weapons. Like, we're going to have 4 glide bombs, and maybe we'll do an APS turret. So we don't have to worry too much about that, which will be nice. The other idea we do is we use a cram turret, or maybe a plasma turret. I don't know if this faction's allowed plasma, though. I actually don't know what the faction restrictions are, so I'll get the shaping done and I'll ask Strider about it. Because that is something I didn't think about until now. The other issue here is that the engines are a little bit far out compared to how we've shaped it down now. Shit, that's not ideal. Cram bomber. OFD is plasma, GI is pack. Oh, nice. We do get plasma. Maybe no, we'll probably still do a little APS turret. You know what I mean? I like the shaping here, but I'm pretty happy with how the shaping turned out. And all that's left is to do the little fin at the back. Let's get the Mohawk in, just to annoy Monkey Man. Oh, you know what? Actually, that annoys me more, the way you decoed over that. Yikes. Okay. That's just a 2 meter down. I see. Where's that start at? Just behind the cockpit, okay. We'll do a nice big Mohawk, you know? I don't use control surface or the custom, probably the custom wins here. There we go, we'll do frame meters. Why is that inverted from each other? That's actually annoying as hell. Oh my god. Jesus. So what we want to do actually is probably keep that. Maybe I've gone too big here. Might be an issue. Alright, let's rework this real quick. It's one of those days where I just, like, I have everything in my mind how I want it to be, I just can't get it out onto the build, you know? But, like, I'm having so much fun doing this. It's been it's very rare for me to have fun while designing something these days. Like, I'll get a design going, and, like, it's like, alright, I'm doing good here, this is fine, but it's not, like, it's not as fun as it used to be back in the day. Okay, let's actually not taper this in as much. Because that will cause whiff problems later on at the back. Let's do this down to 3, actually. There we go. Okay, which means over here now we have the white alloy. We now do this. And this. Because right here is where we need that pull to be. So I think what we do actually is we just expand this out. We'll have to make that wider. By a significant margin, it seems. There we go. Yeah, that works. That'll work better at least. Love the mohawk, you should make it longer. True, that's the plan. I know how much Monkey Man loves the mohawks. He said so himself earlier. Alright, there we go. Let's get that in there. So we probably just do 2 here. Well, actually, we probably want something like this. Ah, strange. So we actually want this. We've been using the right ones the entire time, so let's stay consistent. And then something like this. And then just a little bit of... There we go. Alright, that's how that works. And actually, you know what? We will take this one out and just go like that. There's a little mohawk. Is that actually too tall, maybe? How tall is this one? That's only 1. Yeah, I think that might actually be too tall. The infant is so ugly. Jay Crispy unironically brought up the British when they said that on the call. That's good. Alright, I'll ask Strider about how he wants that done later. For the mohawk. I'm really happy with how the interior is developing though, like, and then we'll have like all the exposed heavy armor inside here. I think that part will be pretty fun. Then all we should need now is just to get those edge of the cells in, figure out how we want to incorporate those, and then we can just start filling this guy in. The other mohawks look like they round off the top. Yeah, this one rounds off the exact same way as the other ones. It's just mine's a little bit longer. And 1 block taller. So you're saying you want something like this. Yeah, that could work. It's still longer, at least, so it looks different from Monkey Man's. They use the leading edge at the top. Yes. Looks bad. Oh, I see what you mean. You're saying they do this. I get you. I don't know, I feel like they kind of like add some personality to GF or to OFD. Almost like they kind of remind me almost like they're fish people because they have like the little fins. Looks bad either way, so as fine as it was before. Nah, I think we'll go with the more sleek one. If it's gonna look bad either way, we might as well take the least bad option. Alright, come back here. Just have you come in this way. Can we slope you down here? No, let's actually keep you 1 lower, so. Curious. Let's not slope down immediately. No, we slope down. Why is the second connected with the sides? Oh, because we're missing a lot of... God damn it. Fucking mirror mode, as always. What are we at in terms of volume? Still under a quarter, or still under a fifth, so we're fine. Honestly, we might have to raise those engines at the back, actually, now that I look at it. Let's just ignore them for now. Let's get the rear of the craft done, and then we'll worry about where we festoon stuff. Pontoon stuff. But those count as pontoons? I'm actually curious now what the nomenclature about. Alright, one sec. Does this form a wall up top? It does. Cool. Okay. I see. God, I genuinely think layered angular builds will be the end of me. It's just, it feels so unnatural compared to how I normally build, and yeah, it's so much fun. Something like that. What we do is we actually take you out, put you in. Yeah, that should work. Something maybe like that could work, actually. Except we want that area to be open, don't we? Because we want some exposed stuff back there. Yeah. Curious, okay. Actually, let's just do this for now, then. Have a little bit of exposure as we go along. The fisherman, which also lets you use the longer wind sections to reduce block counts. I see. That is true. So now we can get rid of the wind middle man. We can get rid of the middle wind man. There we go. Oh, now we have to do the same thing down here. Isn't that gonna be a great fun time, guys? Isn't that gonna be so quirky and different? Let's only do one down here, actually. We'll still have it be 3 meters, but we're only gonna do, like, it's shorter on this side. You know what I mean? And then right here. And right there. There we go. So that way we have a little bit of extra detail on both sides of craft. Like a beard? Yeah, honestly, kind of. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Kind of like that. He's just a cute little guy sometimes, you know? He's just a little guy. Nobody would be mad at him. Lord, I'm imagining this bomber, like, Star Wars-wise, would be absolutely hellish to fly. Like, especially if you're on, like, that bottom bombardier site. Like, that would suck. Okay. So that's that in. The underside shaping is also going to be interesting to try and work with. First and before you can attempt that is let's get this side fixed up so it's ready to taper in over here. That's gonna be a hard fin to taper in. Especially if we're not careful. Maybe we get away with it. Oh, you know what? I think we actually get away with it. That's crazy. Maybe not, actually. Yeah, we'll worry about that one later. Bombardier are going to be looking like those people who play BeamNG and jump around when they crash. Oh, God. Oh, no, you're so right. Oh, dear lord. Alright. Obviously, back here, it's the alloy. Let's get this part in. We can just do up to and out to. Just save on some deco. Go. And then that way we can also just do this. There we go. And same with down here. We can just do in one. Oh, careful. In one. And out one. There we go. Alright, that's not bad. Get the two Mohawks in. Now we need to worry about where the bomb. We'll have the bombs either side of the Mohawk, I guess, down here. And we'll have them inset as well. So, like, let's say large missiles, 2x2 hatch. Let's put you right here and right there. So that can be the bomb bay. Or do we want the bomb? Is that too far back for the bomb bay, do we think? We can't move it forward because otherwise the huge missile, like the large missiles will go into the cockpit here. So actually I think that works directly here. And then we just build it up that way, you know what I mean? Because that gives us 3 gantry sizes for the bombs. So I feel like that kind of works. Oh, right, we need the launch pads. We need the launcher as well. Let's put you here. Honestly, let's put you here and see if we can get away with it. I feel like if we paint that gray, we'll probably be fine getting away with that, right? Right, no one's gonna question that. Alright, let's move you up here. There we go. Alright. I feel like that kind of works. Looks more realistic, yeah. I feel like that kind of works. Okay. What a fun time this has been. I just realized we're gonna have to cram so much into this little area in here as well. At least we don't have to worry about any turrets. We can use the winds and stuff like that for stuff as well. I just feel like the definition of light bomber is getting more and more skewed as we go along. But I think that should work, especially if we add ejectors in. Let's put you here, and you over here. Alright, so we actually can fit 2. I think we only need 1 per, honestly. That's what we do in here, then. So we actually take out this one. 1 here, 1 here, and then that way we don't have to violate... that's not the right word for. We don't have to rupture the integrity of the structure over here. I'm back, got coffee? Nice. Last class type design process. It's not a battleship we promised, true. Well, it's somewhat in line with the size. Like, the light bomber makes sense that it's bigger than the heavy fighter. Or about the same size, but slightly bigger, you know what I mean? Plus, he's a handsome fellow if you look at him from the front. Like, he looks good. Can't complain about that. To be honest, the Alaska was never discussed to be a battleship? Okay. I always love just how much random naval lore I get from these streams. It's always so much fun. Alright, we are 30 minutes about 30 minutes out from our roast session, which I will not postpone this time. I do actually have to do, so yeah, I hate to see it, but that's not what I want. I wanted this. That's what I wanted. Then down here is where you go. Yeah, and I want it to angle forwards, kind of like what we do over here, so that it has room for the nacelles to come out with the poles. It's kind of cope from the USN MIO, but the defined ship classes in the modern era. Ah, okay. And then assuming, because custom jets only need one block free around everything, right? Like their intake, their exhaust, and all that, or does it have to be the center block? Because I'm wondering if we skewer the intake, if that would still work. You know what I mean? There we go. That's what I'm thinking of right now. Oh, I forgot to do alloy. Whoops. So the other option is we kind of go back, like, back here, but I don't think that would work as well for us. Yes, you can just place them and test it. That's true. I could do that. But where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in not including chat in doing all my work for me, yeah? I will say this has been a really fun design to flesh out today. Just hit a wrong answer. Oh, true. Yeah. They definitely work skewered. I'm sure nobody will correct me on that. Such a fair point. If I want something answered, I just confidently say something wrong. Yeah, I think we do actually slope it up this way. Then that way, you come out here. You come into here like this. And that should be all we have to worry about. Ah, we can slope that a little bit, I guess. Yeah, let's slope it out a little bit, actually. So now, if we do something like this, that should be working, right? No, you want to angle towards the inside. Actually, move you over here. Is that what I want? Riddle me this, Batman. Is this what I want, actually? I feel like it's getting a little bit too long here. No, that's fine. Shaping is coming out great, by the way. Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, let's actually move you back a little bit. Let's move you right to here. Could still put a little bit right there, and that would make room for any jets we would need. I don't know. Oh, we're gonna have jets up front here, actually, so probably don't have to worry about any jets back here. We can just keep that straight then. Get some angularity into the build. Yeah, I think that just works better. And then from here, we just want to come down this way. Something like that should work. As to how we do back here, I'm not actually sure. No, I do want it to be a bit of a sharper turn at the back. Because I want it... Yeah, I do want it how I have it before. Violates the style a little bit, but it does get that better shape of... as if like you're going to be able to open up to have those gray areas, so of which the poles will come out of, and then that's how we connect the engines. All right. Whoops. There we go. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, I think that just works better. And then from here, assuming that is in line of center of mass, which it is just slightly. Once we add in more internals, it will be more aligned. He puts you. Exhaust. No, that's essentially CGA for exhaust venting. I assume this is all working. Generate power. Actually, that might be nice to have. Oops, I wanted just a normal intake, right? Something like that, right? I don't work with custom jets very often. This is going to be indented around the cockpit. Yeah, it pretty much already is. And then we just build in the internals down here with some heavy armor core. How we're going to do the heavy armor core, I'm still unsure of, but we'll figure it out. Same with down at the bottom there, too. And the question is this how long we want it to be? I feel like we want it to be, like, a little bit longer, so let's actually... There we go. Just kind of put one of everything and pray that nobody molds at me online. Something like that, I think, distance-wise would be good. 46 by 23. We may have made this too big. It looks proportional. Like, the granite's a little bit small on the side there, but it's proportional to the obsidian. Maybe add 2 more combustors, more thrust. Sure, why not? There we go. Now we need to find a casein that we like for these. Maybe here and then do here. No, these actually need to be out here. Don't they? Because I want to be able to put you in here. No? Has some exposed engine bits. Is that not how this works? There we go. That might bring them too close together. I do like how in line they look, though. Also, I think we're gonna get rid of those extra compressors. Oh, hello. That was weird. I think we're gonna keep them just very basic, because I want the engine pods to be a little bit smaller. These are a little bit too big right now. We can supplement it with smaller generators if we absolutely need to. Exhaust connector is only for moving the exhaust piston, doesn't do anything for the engine. Ah, okay. Good to know. Thank you very much. Combustion chamber. Jet controller. Generator. Compressor. Intake. Alright, now we can make some pods for these. So it's here where I don't know how we're going to do this. Because ideally, I would want to be able to do something like this, like we were doing last time, right? This is going to make it look too big, though, is the question. Alternative, you said we don't necessarily need the intake, right? Or we can have the intake maybe come somewhere else, like we can have a ducted intake, maybe? What if we put this side up? Would that work? No, ducted intake side, I see. Actually, you know what, that might work. You can set the generator to produce energy if you do end up using plasma. Yeah, that's why I wanted to have the generator on there. Alright, let's take this down for now. I might leave that for someone who knows a bit more about how to make that efficient. I just want to get the casing in. I think that's my goal today. And then we'll head out to roasts. So let's assume this is here. Let's just do this. I know it's not going to be quite like this, but cut down some of you. Let's get you down to like here. Get you down. Do that. Over here. You guys have the wrong color. Doing these engine assaults are going to be really the hardest part for me, I think. Just because trying to incorporate that like plate style with the exposed area style, you know what I mean? And then from here, we just inverse this. And I think that should work. So that goes here. Ooh, no, so that just only needs to come up here. Why? Might have to actually lower this one down. We'll see. I would ideally like this to be here. Are we able to get away with lowering the engine? Like, the center of mass will be lower once we add stuff in, right? So... no, probably not. I think the center of mass is probably going to stay right where it is. Oh, that's problematic. The only other choice we have is to... damn it, okay. So really hoping we could just have that work together all right. What if we do... could be wide at the back and narrow down to the win. Know how to make intake efficient, but what's the plan of it? I'm just trying to do engine to cells, kind of like a Y win right now. I'm not worried about it right now, I'll do it later. What I need is I need this up here. But I want to be able to keep that diagonal angle. Damn it. The other option we have, now that I think about it actually, is we move where the pole connects. We move it to like here. Be directly centered. And let's say like here-ish. Flip you around. Still needs you here, so damn. Damn, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. Because ideally I would want this like here, right? That's already too far out. Alright, ideally one here, one here. And then what we do actually with this one up here is we can just flip it to be like that. Should still get us most of the angle we want. No, because that fucks up over here now. Shit. Alright, you know, I'll come back to this. I will think about this over the weekend while we're doing other stuff. We'll come back. Because I want to have the pull connections be up here, I think. And then we can reinforce them as we need to. But, like, have that be, like, where the split is. Maybe we just move where the jet is, honestly. We'll make the casings first, and we'll put the jets in them afterwards. You know what I mean? I don't like building like that, though, because that's going to get very volume inefficient, but you know what? So I think it's what we're going to have to do. Okay. Yeah, 44. And we are... That's free, that's 5. Okay, that works. Alright. How narrow do you want the jet pods? Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. I don't know if I want them narrow, if I want them to have the same armor plate as if like we just cut away the armor plate in here, right? And then I want them to be separate jet pods at the very least. We could do a Halo Pelican style and actually combine them in the center here and just do like an entire engine apparatus here, kind of like a Nebulon B frigate. But I don't know if that's what I want to do. You know what I mean? Okay, let's actually take this out for now. So what if I also just put you here and just damn the consequences? Except like attack you in a little bit. And then in here we do this. What if? It doesn't particularly work though. It doesn't particularly work is the issue. Let's put that for now, and we'll work out something later. Once we get the rest of the hull in, I think. Just so we have something back here for the scaling wise. I feel like the engine pod should be more styled like the front of the craft. Oh, maybe had the yeah, actually, yeah, maybe you're onto something. 1 second. All right. I do one here, here. How did we do the front of the craft? I always forget. I see. How is this done, actually? What if we do it kind of like back here? Or grab an offset and then go in the 2 meters on the sides. It's a fun little experiment. Yeah, actually, yeah, you know what? Actually, I think we copied the rear of the obsidian here. Have one over. And then we do it that way. So you go here. Then we need a 2x4 here, I think. And then have that angle down, you know? I think that could work better. Super Star Destroyer class from Star Wars? I don't think the Super Star Destroyer class here would work. I think if we want to keep the engines separate, we have to do something almost like this. Whereas if we want to have them the same, then we could get away with, like, more styles. But if we want to keep the engines separate, then we have to be a bit sillier with the design. Okay, that actually kind of works. And then what if we just do half blocks? What if you use half blocks for the engine nacelles back here? Because that way we don't have to get too wide. So like we do this, and then... something like this could actually work, I think. Maybe. I'm not sure yet. Something like that could work. Let's save it for now. We'll come back to it. All right, I'm going to take a quick little break here. This is supposed to hover. It's a plane. Funnily enough. I like conceptually what we have going on here. I think we just need to get those engine pods to work, because I want to have the continuation from in here. Like, those should be angled towards each other. Just not sure how else would do that. Right behind the hull in turbulent air. Well, no, again, it's a spacecraft gravitas. I'm not worried about the turbulent air. I'm just worried about the advantages of the Y-wing is the engines have room ahead and behind. I guess, maybe. I don't know. Like, I like the form factor we have here. This feels very alien. I'm just not sure how... Like, it's less... the hull is fine. I like the hull. It's that the engine pods I'm not sure how I want to do. Like, it's not that the hull looks wrong. It's that the engine pods, I just can't get the structure I want to make them look similar to over here. You know what I mean? Alright, we'll take this off for now. We'll keep that part there, because we know that part needs to stay. If we know that part needs to stay, then we can work from there. Honestly, I could just make them wider out to each other as well. That's always an idea as well. Because the other idea is we have it build up over the hull. Like, we actually have them come out from here. And we just deco it all the way down. And that could also add some greebling up to this flatter area. But I don't think... It's just... That wouldn't really fit the style. Because nowhere else really does that. See, even over here it's still squared off. So... Quad engine pods, maybe? No, that would look too much like an Arquintons. And again, it's meant to be a light bomber. And we're already, again, pretty silly with the volume limit. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick little ad break here. I'm going to go use the washroom, then we'll do some raw roast, and we'll swap over to Dwarf Fortress today. Alrighty. Why can't I do ads? Do we have ads recently? Yeah, we recently ran ads, so I guess we're not doing ads. Alright, well in that case I'm just going to take a break here. And then we'll come back for raw roast. We'll do it a little bit early today. Well, I say early. We're still doing it late, but earlier from what I intended to be. Alright, we're back. Also, Gravitas, you have a fair point. It has a natural slope where the engines would go. Kind of like what we did back here. Or what Monkey Man did back here. I wonder if we follow a natural slope and then have the pods extend out from the natural slope could be an idea. That could be an idea, actually. Ugh. Like, they would probably naturally want to be... Because this is where the front end of the cell is, if we wanted to keep the H-Win style, which I would like to keep if we can. They would naturally be about here-ish. Well, not quite natural, but you know what I mean. Actually, that kind of works. Interesting. Curious, even. Alright, yeah, so we'll put the poles out from here, I guess. Well, no, I think that's where we already had them, isn't it? Yeah, I feel like that's already where we had them, so... Alright, well, we'll leave that like that for now, then, I guess. How far is that right now? It's 49. Up here, I think. Yeah, 45, and then one block overlap. That's where we want the engines. Alright, we'll worry about that later. Let's get into the roasts. Alright, let's see what you guys have brought for us today. What have you guys cooked up? Oh god, why is there a bean build called the Globulant? Jesus Christ. I also feel like the style just really consistent rear style that isn't playing well with the pods. Yeah, that's why we're trying something new. Because I want the pods. Alright, we have where is it? The Jaguar, the Terawatt refit, A14 Wilson, the Puny Plunderer, Kopesh Foyt Noit, Rui Sub, Malediction, Glue Sniffin' Idea, Luminous, CAO Free, the Rosmonthus, Globulance, and I'll take the Mercenary, but I won't be happy about it, Melazor. You had all stream, you had an extra hour to get that design in, and you were still late. SMH. Alrighty. So, well, you know, since you're the only person I watch on Twitch, all my recommendations are lesbian VTubers. You're so welcome for that. You're actually so welcome for that. It's because of who I collab with. Well, I'm currently working on it. Well, you still managed to be late. I will make fun of that. Alright. We'll back out of the cloud folder for now. Let's move everything into our roast folder. Alongside the scrapper, because I also want to look at that as well today. And that's what we'll get into. Alright, the Wilson. Let's start. Oh god, cringe. What the fuck? Jesus, what the fuck is this? Cringe, no! No! Is there any good colors in here? No. Maybe Tito. It's close enough to what cringe does. Gross, that's what I'm saying. What the hell is this? It's also Pride Month, keep in mind, cringe, so that might be another reason why you're getting a lot of LGBTQA recommendations, because they do boost the algorithm during this month. Alright, first off, I hate how flat the sides are. Like, could you not add, like, side skirts or something to this? APC? Why is it so long, then? I need you, I get you need, like, the infantry carrying at the back. Or is the infantry at the front? No. Actually, I was gonna, you know, I never mind, I just answered my own question. This feels too long compared to its width for an APC. That's my only main concern here. Honestly, I'm looking at all the details. I actually love all the little details on this one. That's perfectly fine. It's just the actual proportions. Like, take one wheel off, have this be the steering wheel, like the turning wheel, and then like shorten down the front, and I feel like this would be really good. It's based on something Hawkins built. Ah, I see. Yeah. Like, overall though, it's pretty solid. Like, I don't have too much to complain about here. Sorry, IFV. Not, yeah, I know what you meant. My condition still stands though. Is I think just go to 4 wheels instead of 5 wheels, and I think you'd be really good here. Aside from that, turret, it's okay. I like the way you did the stowage. Not much else to mention on it, honestly. I like these little fins back, these little side turrets back here. Those are cute. Yeah, not much else to say. It's very symmetrical. Add some asymmetry onto here, you know how it is. Sector 7 needs some asymmetry, but it's not bad. Alright, I do remember, Vova, I need to actually access the neater colors for some of these designs, so we are unfortunately have to leave Glau for now. Alright, that is the Wilson, the Rosmontis. Ooh, I love this. Holy shit, look at this. This is absolutely cracked, Dane. Holy shit. So, I will say, an issue I find quite common in FTD is that people will build round turrets because that's how turrets were historically. I do find that if you go too round, it makes it feel a little bit uncanny valley. And I feel like this turret here is hitting that too round phase, especially where you can see the texture like stretching and all that. I would actually make this turret less round. I love the way you did the back here. I love this conceptually. I would just make it less round. And I think it would help a lot with Uncanny Valley. Aside from that, everything else is like fantastic. I really don't have much to complain about, you know? Oh, Woodward Eater. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just the fully round fins I find don't really work well with FTD. Aside from that, though, I do love all the little details. You got the waterline painted nicely. You have the casemates, very good. Like, this is a good ship. The ship that made Chad cry. True. I love the interior, like, little area. I want to do this on a what's it called, Onyx Watch build one of these days. Have like a little interior courtyard. Obviously, that's not what this is, but I mean, like, in just offhand, this reminds me of like, I want to do an Onyx Watch interior courtyard. I'm gonna steal it. Boob turret. True. No, really, really good work on this. I like it. Good work. Alright, the malediction. Oh, sorry, the malediction, I guess I should say. Alright, you got a double-decker... I love the way you did those central turrets. I still think you need a smokestack here. Get rid of the storage bay, put a smokestack. Or at least put a smokestack somewhere. Even if you do side exhaust, you need a smokestack somewhere for those paddle wheels. Also, the paddle wheels definitely need to be raised up. They're a little bit too low right now. Because right now, they wouldn't actually work because they don't come out of the water. French fucks. Or Saldani, whatever it's called. But, I love the way you did the sails and this, the ram at the bow. I am gonna complain, though. The pole should always be topped with, wood variant 13. Not rams. See how it has a... Like, see, the square goes in the square hole. The circle goes in the circle hole. You do not put the circle in the square hole. Aside from that, the rest of this is pretty good. It's a basic sailing ship. Love what you did back here. This is incredible. Doing the Deepwater Guard symbol, like, built out like that. Absolutely, like, absolute cinema right there. That is a cook. Malediction by Orange? Hell yeah, hell yeah. But I do think it needs a smokestack, even if just a little one off the side. And I think it needs a, like, right here actually would be a great place to put the smokestacks. Just deco on, like, some small little smokestacks for the paddle wheels, and to raise the paddle wheels. Get rid of this bottom layer of guns, raise the paddle wheels up to just below the cram turret here, and that will fix all your issues. Unironically. You stole my joke! Potap being robbed alive on camera. And like the Deepwater Guard's like, God, no, this is peak Orange. Like, you really fucking cooked on this. Absolutely adorable. Good fucking work. But now, if you get those changes in, please send it in again, because I would love to see this one finished. Your joke? It was serving carbs to begin with. Alright, the Glop. Bean, what the fuck is this? That's what they want you to believe. Bean, what the absolute biblically accurate TG shit is this? What is this? What the fuck is this? Oh my god, it's the orb. I'm gonna ponder it. Unironically, my #1 complaint, there's not enough green. I want it to gobsmackers, gobstoppers. I want to see some, I want to see some green in here, I think. You know, maybe they're gonna put green shields, like, in these little corners here, I don't know. But, 2 rounds, well, no, this is actually fine in terms of roundness. The orb has been pondered. But, I just want those jets to cut out. Thank you. I love the detail on it. It's very ornate. I'm curious to see where this goes. And add more green. Every TG needs more green. Goddamn, what's up with the spheres today? I have no idea. There's a lot of them today. All the recent biblically accurate TG designs have no space for green or gray. Yeah, they need both. Jaguar. Is it true in capitalist Deepwater Guard? Alright, show me what you got. Who? This is Necro Pro? Okay. Oh, holy... Bro, why does your superstructure have jowls? Respectfully, your superstructure has jowls. And, like, a neck to rival, like, Adonis back here. Oh my god. So, first thing I would obviously do is taper this back in. You can have it come out to here, probably, and then taper it back. Don't just square it off at the back, because that makes it look very, very, very thick. And not in a good way. That ship has been mewing? Yeah, apparently. Shark ship? Oh, this is not a shark ship. I'm sorry, but... Oh, maybe you tried, but, you're definitely missing a lot of the features. Also, I don't like the way this crimps in and then goes back out. Just have it slope naturally, you know? It feels a little bit crimped right now. That feels like something I used to do this a lot back in like 2014. I would crimp my designs in to save on resources, and it never really worked out. Aesthetically or functionally. Helipad at the back, way too small. What kind of helicopter's landing back there? Also, half the helipad is covered by the Sea-Wiz turret, so you might want to change that around. The skinny fish, true. What else is there? I like this little stairwell idea, actually. Maybe taper the superstructure off and have this as a balcony, kind of like what Deepwater Guard designs do. Turret caps. You know what? I'm actually... You have a turret ring, you have a mantlet. I'm not going to complain too much about the turret caps. Definitely need some areas where, like, you deco hide the oblique panels to have... Or maybe just make them symmetrical. Oh, that's just a mistake. Forgot to change that one out. Okay. One of the things I will say, though, is... I wonder how it would look if you did this. Oh, never mind. That's the wrong way around. Actually, you know what? No, it's not. No, I still don't like that. Oh well, I tried. Yeah, keep the turret cap your way, but just maybe fix up over here because you missed a spot, and get these oblique maybe more. Well, you have them flush on this one. Back, what have I missed? We just started roasts. This time that I want to see more at the front too. Like, there's nothing on the decks. Like, there's no lifeboats. There's no anchors. Like, add more to the hull as well. Greeble it up. It's very flat right now. You know what I mean? Alright, that's the Jaguar done. Kopesh Foyt Noit. Oh, this is a cool little guy. Look at him. I love the Dozer Blade. Big fan of Dozer Blades lately. Gotta get more in. Very casemated, very nice. I forget, did this win against the Kopesh or lose against the Kopesh driver? I forget if this won or lost. Because I know the Kopesh went 5-4, which is really funny to me that the Kopesh beat 5 of you. And only lost to 4 of you. That's just really funny to me. One, okay, good. Because if it lost, you owe me a design. You owe me a Deepwater Guard design. Alright, honestly, it's a little bit too long. I would decrease, like... move the entire, like, the casemate area back by 1. And then that way the radiators and these exhausts won't look too small. Because right now having this extra room here makes these look too small. You know what I mean? Same with, like, back here. You have a lot of extra space on here that makes all the details look really small. So either make the details bigger, like make these radiators bigger, or make the actual structural craft itself smaller. In terms of asymmetry, there's not much. Did a turret, which is nice, and the little commander's area. Get some asymmetry on the logs, too. Like, have one side logs, have one side be tools or something like that. The tread armor is really nice. Love tread armor. Oh, no tread armor down here. Sag. Side skirts look great. I always love, like, heavier frontal side skirts with lighter rear side skirts. All the lights look back there. Good. Yeah, no, honestly, I think just proportion-wise, you need to fix it up a little bit, but it looks really solid. Good job. Okay. Luminous. What is this fin? Oh god. Alright, first off, everyone turn off. I like the paint style here, Artesium. This is good. Actually, you know, I kind of like most of. Well, why don't we have Artie build for Glau? Honestly, there's silly gay little cars. Speaking of one, I love my silly little cars. Yeah. One lost against slight elevation difference. Ah, I see. It looks heavy. It does look heavy, yes. But I kind of really like it aesthetically. Oh, it has landing gear too. And oh no, but turret. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Turrets just on the flat side of airplanes always ruin it for me. I ain't gonna lie, Chief. Like, come on. Up here, you see how it slopes into the turret and all that? Down here, it just kind of gave up. Come on, we can do a bit better up there on that side. If you're gonna have both sides of a plane, you need to detail both sides. You know, I like it. Like, I like that they don't have it clipped for the landing gear. Full credit there. I just think they could do a bit more than just heavy armor down here. The rest of the plane, though, I really love. Like, this is really, really good work. And I think aside from the turret, I really don't have much to give as advice. Like, your shaping's really good, your greebling is really good, your texturing actually, wait, you don't have any greebles, but your texturing is really good on this. Like, you make it structurally and texturally interesting enough that you don't need a lot of greeble. There's not much flat space. It's a good use of paint as well. For those of you who are learning how to do planes, this would be a really good idea to look at this design. They feel too light for the bulky body. It could be a spacecraft, though. It doesn't have to necessarily be a plane. It could be a spacecraft. Yeah. Absolutely look at this style, I would say. Cringe, if you're still here, look at the paint on this. This is how you use cyan properly. This is how you use cyan properly. Caught in the cloud trap, honestly. No, really good work. Alright, mercenary. Oh, it's just a pathless little guy. Okay, so, let's see what you got so far. Oh, he's a speedy little guy. Oh my god. Look at him hopping around. Very nice. Okay, so, first one I see. Turret caps look pretty good. Barrels need some... I would make these barrels a little bit thicker, honestly. The turret cap looks really big compared to the size of the barrels. The barrels themselves as well, there's a certain barrel guide for APS. You want to have some heavy barrels, which will be painted trim. Then you have some unpainted normal barrels, and then your muzzle brakes are always going to be secondary. Aside from that, oh, that's wrong. Someone get the buzzer noise quick. So, like what you did here. You are going to have to redo all your deck stagger. Okay, so you're going to want to base it off of here. Always base it off the purpose ahead block. Now, obviously, it doesn't matter once you get to here. I like to keep it going, so I will connect up my lower deck stagger to my upper deck stagger. Because you're new, I'm not going to force you to do that, obviously. Ooh, okay, you did a little bit... No, that works, actually. So, I will say, what you gotta do here, though, is this has to be, main. There we go. Oh, I see what happened there, yeah. Interesting that you sloped it in. I normally slope it out, but either way works. It's not. That's a very much a difference of opinion there. This is Melazor's build. Okay, no worries. Okay, so Melazor, the big thing you want to remember is keep in mind if you have a triangle corner next to a invert corner, just use the offset. It saves you on block count and looks a lot better texture-wise. Oh, I see how you did up here too. Very nice. Okay, did a little bit of a cheeky difference in here. Honestly, I'm gonna say if you're not gonna do the metal all the way around for the bow, something shonky's going on here. I want to redo this part. Oh, I see. Yeah, you forgot to include enough metal up top. Hey, look at that! You did the metal ribs correctly, though. Hell yeah! You didn't do those sickly anemic ribs down below the water line. That looks like very sleepy eyes. It kind of does, doesn't it? I'm gonna rebuild this. I don't have too many roast days, so I'm gonna rebuild this one a little bit. Because now I'm curious as to how we would do this. Because what I would do here, honestly, is I would just recook the bow here. And then do an extra one here. Something like that, right? And then up to here. Up to here. There we go. And there we go. Alright, new bow installed. New bow, who does? And then that just changes up here a little bit with how your deck stagger goes. I don't normally completely reassemble ships here, but it's Deepwater Guard, and as much as I'm on break from Deepwater Guard, I crave the certainty of wood and metal. Alloy is weak. There you go. That's how I would redo that bow. Isn't that too much metal? No. Pathos-style bows have the exception that they can build up like this. Too flat? Shut up. Shut up, Gravitas. No, but that's a very traditional Pathos-style bow, keep in mind. Now, if you wanted to do something a little bit less traditional, by all means, your version works fine. Yeah, if you prefer your design, that's fine. I'm just saying this is a traditional Pathos-style bow. You can even add like an extra layer up here because you did, and then the Everfinite you did that some people that I would change. Just again, if you want traditional style Pathos stuff, would be you only do one block over here, and it would come off the style here. But your style again also works here. Modifications are perfectly fine. I'm just explaining how you do it traditionally. Yeah, that's the reason I use the roar pattern bows because I like the slightly thinner design. The roar pattern. Oh, you're talking about the way I use the offsets for the freebooter. I prefer Temple Home. Yeah, Temple Home also works. I'm just explaining traditional ways. Also, with the purple, the majority of your sides should be purple. So you left a lot of it unpainted here, which you want to usually avoid. Oh god, that's it. You know what? I'll let you handle that part. The other thing too is that you made your wood flush with your metal here, so you actually want to change that out a little bit. I apologize. There's some sirens on in the background. Can't do anything about that. So you want to have that little like edge there. The other thing you yeah, the other thing I would say you forgot is you did straight metal onto the corner here, which crinkles it. You want to remember to leave the one gap. What's that? Thank you. You want to do like one side gap on either side. So that's the only everything I can really think of here. Again, this is for traditional Pathos style. But the science for my background? No, that was me. I did that wrong on my Deepwater Guard finish. Yeah, I may have missed it. It's very easy to miss. Like, I miss it on my own designs quite often, too. So this would actually be something more akin to how the freebooter does it. Like so. Again, though, obviously at the end of the day, it's your ship. Do what you want. I'm just saying, for certain areas, that's how you would change it up. But the turret caps look fine. Oh my god, can you guys just get to where you're going already, please? Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna be upset about it. I think that one's an ambulance, judging by the siren. So they get a pass. But yeah, So just basic concepts like that. These are all like, super like, if you're new to the design style, it makes sense you would make these mistakes. I made a lot of these mistakes. I still make a lot of these mistakes because sometimes I'll get in the idea of building something and I'm like, oh, should I miss something up here? But again, Deepwater Guard, they're guidelines. They're not exact, they're not exact specifications. We're not Onyx Watch over here. But just something to change if you want to. Aside from that, it's a great start. It looks Deepwater Guard. I'm excited to see where you take it. Like, fuck the midget people. I just want to record in peace. No. Alright, Puny Plunderer. Well, that is in fact a small plunderer. And you can see the same in here, right? The wood flesh with the metal. No, big no. This is a very small plunderer. I love them. Oh, look at the little turret caps. Okay, this is actually quite cute, Jenny. I like this. Very nice. He's just a little guy. He's just a little guy, chat. Small Deepwater Guard to even smaller, honestly. Oh, you got all the aspects of a plunder. I like this. This is the one acceptable use of simple weapons. I think that's cute, using the simple weapons as the APS. Good sense of scale here, too. You really, nice, just a little guy. I love him. Good job. Hard to do details of that scale. I agree with you. I agree with you. No, good job. Just a cute little guy. Really not many notes to say. Except from you guys. Okay. Okay. Chat, we're having a blanket ban on the use of detail paint until you guys figure it out. Until I release the paint guide, you guys aren't allowed to use detail paint anymore, okay? Because detail is like, it's for details. It's not the main fucking paint. I'm not mad at you, Judy. I get mad at this for anyone, okay? This isn't just you. This is everyone. Okay? Oh yeah, you are missing the smokestack too, now that I think about it. But everyone just fucking adds paint all willy-nilly everywhere. Also, don't paint metal. Detail painted metal at that. I know, that's why I'm getting so heated about it. I'm sorry, no, Blue Man, I'm not mad at you, don't worry. I'm not mad at anyone. I'm just saying, I think we put a blanket ban on detail paint until I get the paint guide out, okay? Because I see this very often where people will just splash it all over the place, and it just doesn't work. If you want contrast between your purple, use unpainted. Detail is for either stripes, like if you want to do like a center stripe on some canvas or on some, like if you would honestly, if you just inverted this, where the detail was in the center and the purple was on the sides, and then like maybe use secondary for these sides, this would have been fine. To be honest, I only really use detail paint on striped canvas. Same. I use it on striped canvas. I use it on some like engine components, like if I want brass engine components, for example. I just realized I forgot to include the music again. Whoops. There we go. What else do I use it for? But yeah. Again, Junie, this isn't just you, don't worry. I'm not like calling anyone out here. This is more of like a general, hey chat, come on. Anyway, Roos up. Oh, that's cute. I like this Xenon. This is cute. Very white flares almost, I feel. With how sharp it is. But I like how you have like the two prongs coming off the single hull here. This is nice. No interior check? I very rarely do interior check. Did my boat go through already? Which one was your boat? Just a little spiky boat? Yeah. I feel like you could very easily transfer this over into a white flares design if you wanted. Like, submarine-wise, you've really cooked on this. This is Xenon. Because it's weird, because we have Xenio and we have Xenon. And I had to... Why is it all our community members have such similar names? The CAO Free Rhino, it also had an interior, completely fully stocked bar. Oh, nice. I don't think we looked at the... Did we look at the Rhino? Why do I not remember it? I actually don't remember looking at it. Chad, did we look at the Rhino? Which one was it again? Like, I'm actually blanking on to go out from the SS submarine. My name's trademarked, so no one can have it. Just realized I uploaded a blueprint backup. Oh, that would be why I didn't look at it. I didn't catch it this time, sorry. Alright, we will have the point and laugh session of someone who uploaded a blueprint backup. Everyone point and laugh, please. Public humiliation is the fastest way to learn not to do this. I just switched it over to a blueprint, so no worries, Shipachu. There we go. Point and laugh, guys. I would like to point out that this is the only time or reason I support point and laugh. Otherwise, I would like to have a very supportive community. But if you upload a blueprint backup, you will be made fun of. I think that's a fair compromise. Anyway, Xenon, going back to your work here, I really like this, actually. It's a little bit simplistic. I really want to see this concept and style expanded upon. So, like, maybe add some Greebling, like, maybe add some piping, right? Submarines love pipes. Add some pipes, add some masts, maybe, depending on how futuristic or, like, old style you want to go. But overall, it's a very nice style. It's very crisp, it's very clean. Okay, I'm liking it less. maybe just cover in the bottom down here so we don't see that. So yes, this is why I have a raw submissions folder so there are no black files. That makes sense. So I guess we're roasting on Monday. No, I just changed it over. You're fine, don't worry. What's Greebling? So Greebling is when you add little details that have no functionality in the game, but they look like they have functionality. So like if I had a battleship, I would add lifeboats. That would count as Greebling. You know what I mean? It's also little mechanical. Like the official term is little mechanical details, but when I say Greebling in FTD, I mean like just break up flat space with any non-functional decorations. Yeah, overall, not a bad little start, honestly. Very good. Alright, CA03. Let's see what you got here. Ooh, I like the hull. I like the hull. That's pretty promising. Okay, this isn't bad. I love the way you did the front here. Very nice. Yeah, no, this is really nice. Good job, Shibachu. Turrets? No, they're fine. They work. All that's off level. The anchors look great. They're set up properly. Love the way you did the stairs. Really nice spotlights at the front. No, like, great job on this, honestly. It's almost like an ironclad. Yeah, I like this. Bit temple homely. This is the old version? That's not my... That part I can't change. That part's on you, buddy. Yeah, the laser turrets need a bit of work there. Alright, in that case, yes, we will have to look at this on Monday, then. Want it functional as well, that's why the missiles went all the way through? I see. But it's hard to balance functionality and aesthetics, but you'll pick it up eventually. It's just one of those things you pick up as you go along. Alright, as I said last time, Shibachu, when you weren't here, I think, on Monday's roast, move these missiles back by, like, 1 block. Have them balanced, because right now they look too forward heavy. Love the smokestack, love the radar panels. Very asymmetric detection, though. I would fix that up. Turrets back here are fine. Okay, actually, underrated opinion. A lot of people just keep their turrets looking the same every time. I like that you don't have a rangefinder on every turret. Only some of them have rangefinders, because that means they're linked up, right? No, it's just the back one. Okay, never mind. In that case, I hate it. Definitely switch that to have all rangefinders. I thought that was an intentional for a second. Like, that's initial style. Yeah, I like it. And then just a little azipods at the back. That makes sense. No, good job. Move the change fender because it started clipping. Yeah, so just move the turret back a little bit. You have plenty of room. Not a bad little design. Alright, we have the Scrapper Lobotomy. This is Paphos's. This is the one that we're going to add soon. We're just waiting for... Okay, what is going on in town today? I'm just going to close my window. Sorry, chat. I tried to have fresh air today. My bad. The Robotomy. So I feel like you get away with the missiles being so off balance that they had more support under them. Maybe. Alright, so this is going to be replacing the Scuttle Gun and the Jacob Scorn together. And it's also going to be taking the Scrapper name. So I'm excited for that, at least. This craft was tested on chat. Well, was it? Nice. Either way, I really like it, honestly. I love the guns. I love the massive apparatus. Like, it's a really cool design. Also, I love the hull for this. If I take nothing else from this design, I might just steal the hull. Oh, the Scrapper has the Dozer Blade again. Hell yeah. Because I feel like this hull would work really well on a Riker design, you know? Are those up props? Or are those just roll props? If they're roll props, I'm fine with it. Pitch and roll. Okay. Okay, I can accept that. Definitely also maybe smooth out the hull out here. My god, that's a little bit rough, Paphos, Jesus. Damn, okay. Want to see this in action? I would also like to see this in action, but it's gonna be added to the game soon, so you guys can wait. Wrinkly hull, yeah, it needs to be smoothed out a lot. Oh, massive fucking propeller back here, Jesus Christ. Very nice. Oh, it has the little engine from the old smoker, where it's like the exposed engine. I think that's actually one of the Strike's engines. It's still very nice. I do wish he would do the canvas awnings instead of like the oblique awnings, but whatever, it's fine. Both work for Deepwater Guard. No, overall this is really nice, honestly. I really like this design. What is that down here? Is that the... Oh, it's a steam organ, like what the old Panjandrum used to have. Very nice. Alrighty, cool. And you know what, just because I do want to see it in action. And I am allowed my own hypocrisies. Alright, so cram shotgun go. Alright, it has some missiles too. That doesn't yeah, there we go. Oh, it hits itself though. Oh no. Doesn't quite fully work. That's a shame. Alloy onions, millions must die for the above. It's not alloy, it's oblique. Yeah, it doesn't quite work how I'd want it to. I think maybe there's a bug with the spin block, I'd assume. I'm not sure. I have to ask Paphos about that. I like the piston idea though. Or not spin block, turret block. Very interesting design though, I will say. The hull I'm definitely stealing. Like, I love the big propeller, I love the very cool. That would work really well in a Riker style, like as a part of a bigger hull. It's already a Riker style build, obviously, but... Alright, terawatt refit. This was... Xenio, yeah. Okay. Let's take a look. Okay, it looks pretty solid. Can't complain about anything. You don't have the lightning wells at the front. Yeah, actually, no, you do have them in here. I don't know. I feel like you kind of need like the ones up top here, like what the watt and the megawatt and the gigawatt have. The VLS feels a little cramped and like I don't know how I feel about the exposed heavy armor there. Exposed heavy armor at the engines looks great. Oh, I love the engine trail effects. I love the green engine trail effects. Also, your turret caps are incredible. Love the way you did these two. Superstructure also super nice. Love the little gun in there too. Very nice. I feel like it's just the sides, and honestly, Hydrotrain style is super hard. Like, but it's nice. I feel like the sides need a little bit of work. They look a little bit too different, especially like right up here. I'm not a fan of this little spike here. Though if Serb likes it, that's fine. Oh, and in here, these rudders, definitely make them look a little bit more like they fit in. Everything else I really like. Landing wells kind of on the top platform, back HOLs or rotated missiles like Candela. Okay, cool. Very nice. Overall, it's still a good build. Like, I would definitely say this is like aesthetically campaign quality. I just have personal gripes with it. I also have personal gripes with the Hydrotrain style in general, though. That's just who I am as a person. Anyway. Alrighty, is that all we had for today? It is. Okay, I know I wanted to do Dwarf Fortress. I'm not vibing with it today. I'm tired. I'm not sure why. I know why. It's because I stayed up late doing video editing. But I think that's going to be it for FTD today and the stream today. So, you know what? Let's go see what Celerity's up to. I haven't raided into Vem in a while. So let's go say hi to Vem. And I will see you guys tomorrow for some... We're going to do an archaeology lesson. It's been a while since we've done one. But I finally have it all planned out and ready to go. So I'm quite excited for that. Now let's go raid Celerity Dust. Oh, Celerity Dust's raid since do not allow you to raid it this time. Damn. Alright, well I guess I won't raid them then. Alrighty. That's strange. Normally... I wonder why they're not allowing raids. Oh, maybe because it's collab. Who knows? Oh, we'll find someone else then. You know what? Tyr is playing Kingdom Hearts. Let's go see what Tyr's up to. And Tyr. There we go. Recent small incident, that's all I think. Oh, okay, yeah, no worries, no worries. Alright, we'll go see what Tyr's up to then. No worries. I hope things get better for him. Because I know quite a few of our friends have been having incidents lately, Crispy, so I hope things go better. Anyway, that's all for me today. Tomorrow we'll be doing an archaeology lesson alongside Sons of Six. Sunday, we'll be starting a new game called Suzerain. I played it a little bit with chat in the Discord the other day, had a lot of fun with it. I want to explore it more on stream with you guys. It's very similar to King of the Castle, so definitely come out and help me make decisions that will affect the majority of a country. And then Monday, we're back with From the Depths, and I promise we will get Dwarf Fortress. I promise it. But yes, we will be back tomorrow. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.